manufacture their own white vinyl fence, and they stand by it. Two other companies closed just 2 weeks after we got their quote. I'm not one to say I told you so, but I wonder how good those other warranties are now. Thanks, Fence Outlet.
Go to fenceoutlet.com. That's fenceoutlet.com.
License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years, it's going to explode, obliterating the Earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
If you've ever wondered what a drink might taste like on Mars, you can find out at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. For the third year, we're hosting a live Mars Teeny Shake-Off on the evening of October 6th, where local bars and restaurants compete to make out-of-this-world drinks. And you get to help judge the winner. Enjoy our fall-themed menu, mingle with astronauts, and explore Gateway, the deep space launch complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for more details about this special ticketed event. Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Look up.
Join Ryan Holmes from Monsters in the Morning, Friday, September 29th in Mount Dora for a night of comedy featuring the man of 1,000 voices, Michael Winslow, and Jimmy J.J. Walker of Good Times. 8 p.m. at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Tickets are available at mountdoramusichall.com. Sponsored by Visit Lake and the City of Mount Dora. Friday, September 29th, 8 p.m. It's a night of comedy at the Mount Dora Music Hall with Michael Winslow and Jimmy J.J. Walker. For tickets and info, go to mountdoramusichall.com.
With Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5, you get faster speeds with Spectrum Speed Boost. Purchase the new Samsung Galaxy Z through Spectrum and get up to $1,000 off, plus the value of your trade-in device. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com to get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5 today. Visit spectrum.com/policies/mobile-terms for details. Restrictions apply. Spectrum Internet required. Auto pay required.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Radio. 104.1.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from was the missing jet hacked to please take home one of these Rhinos, and a Bills fan has the most insane night ever, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, Celie.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time, and it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday. That means you share the show. It's as easy as that. All you have to do is tell somebody about the News Junkie radio show and this beautiful radio station where you're listening to the show. Send around a link to the podcast. Hit that like button on the live stream. Do what you can to support the show on a Share the Show Tuesday. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Not bad. Pretty dang good. How are you?
Hanging in there, moving through the week here. We find ourselves on Tuesday. We'll have some fun today and get to everything that's happening around the world. And let's start that way, as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Monday Night Football last night.
Baby.
Wow, watching the teams on the gridiron, footballs being thrown around, tackles happening.
Losing week 2 in fantasy football.
Oh, not good. Not good.
I had, I think, about 50 points just sitting on my bench.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You didn't play somebody?
I didn't play 3 people that just made it rain points. Stupid idiot, Brina.
Well, there was a big game last night. It was the Browns versus the Steelers for Monday Night Football when they introduced their brand new song, which is In the Air Tonight with Snoop Dogg and some other dude. Forgot
Makes
the guy's
sense.
name. The country guy, whoever he was.
Does Phil make money on that?
I don't know. He probably does, actually. My guess would be that my guess would be that he does make money like every single time that plays.
Unless and that it wasn't that common for like rock singers, modern rock singers at the time, but unless he had some sort of situation where somebody ghost wrote most of his music, then I mean he should be getting a chunk of this.
Yeah, it's a big platform too, man. Monday Night Football, and all the players are out there doing their things. And unfortunately, one of the Cleveland Browns players, Nick Chubb is his name.
Oh, Chubb dog.
And they think, just like the damn Aaron Rodgers thing, I feel bad when this happens to these guys. He got a knee injury, and he's going to be out for the entire season now, they think. And it was a bad one. In fact, I think they said at one point, like, we're not going to be showing the replay
that means
of this injury.
Bent the other way, probably.
Yeah. His knee bent in a very, very strange way.
So do you have the replay?
I do. Yeah. See him, he's like shaking his head, and he's got his hand on his knee.
Why is this so bad, though? I'm not seeing anything like inverted.
They said in the like close-up replay that they had, you could see his knee just completely twist in a way that is not normal, obviously. And C-Line is exactly right. The players around him were trying to do the nice thing where they grab him by the hand and they pull him back up onto his feet. But he's going, no, don't do that, because he knows he's got a severe injury going.
You don't say.
Yeah, it appears
that's
that's
great
the
advice,
case.
Sean. Good analytics.
I'm not going on the field.
I want to see it now.
Wait. What was the noise from the crowd just then?
The crowd was reacting to the replay in stadium.
So they played the replay in stadium, but not on the broadcast? That's odd.
Yeah, they played it in stadium. You could hear the crowd go like a gasp as they saw what happened to Nick Chubb, this player for the Browns, his knee. The groan from the Pittsburgh crowd tells us all what we need to know. Chubb was carted off the field, and Minika Fitzpatrick was also hurt on the play, but was later seen on the bench, so it appears that that player is all right as of this moment. Got a feel for that. Man, that sucks so bad to be out for the whole season this early in, and all they want to do is play, and God almighty,
I'm sorry. What happens when you are out for the season? Like, is there like a severance package?
Oh, they still get paid. Yeah, they still get paid. I think they have to play certain amounts of games to get. Are you watching the replay?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah.
Send it over to me.
Forward. Lisa G sent it to me.
So it's like that bad.
Jeff on YouTube says, dislocated knee and multiple torn ligaments. One of the best rushers in the NFL. Horrible. It is, it's a tough one to watch, apparently, because he took a hit there.
You still get paid. Depending on your contract, you might have, like, injury pay. Some people, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers is not losing a cent right now. Right. But that's why, like, there was always this, this weird back and forth between the push to send young football stars to college. And it's like, if you get injured, you're not making any money in college. If you get injured in college and it's some sort of career-ending injury, you're screwed. Might as well go straight to the NFL if that's what they're trying to get you.
Right. Yeah, I can't play this, C-Lane. It's one of those ones where maybe I can open it here. Hang on. Let me try one more thing. But, yeah, I can't play it on my side, unfortunately.
What's different about it?
You know how sometimes when you send me a video on the tech side of things, it just doesn't open up for me. It's doing that.
Hey, put the curtain back down, you guys.
Yeah, it's doing that. But anyhow, he's very, very badly injured. The footage is out there on Twitter, and it's tough to watch, I guess. So we'll
just
see what happens.
Watch it
with
on
him.
your phone, and we could all make this noise that everybody makes.
Oh my God! Oh, it's so bad. Poor guy. Well, in other news, they found the F-35 fighter jet, they believe, the mystery fighter jet that went missing after the pilot ejected.
I got the silver alert for that.
The plane was on autopilot when the pilot ejected. And then the strangest thing in the world was what we were talking about yesterday.
Oh.
The Air Force, are you watching it right now?
Oh, my God, it's so bad.
Now I want to see this damn thing. Hang on. I can't bring it up over here. Can you email it to me, C-Lane?
I'll email it to you right now.
Okay, email it to me so we can bring it up here for the folks on the stream on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie.
I wish this guy knew how to computer.
Same.
Well, it's not my fault. It's not the system over here doesn't do it right. They said a U.S. fighter jet stealth abilities appear to be working too well as it took authorities hours and hours and hours to locate a debris field after an F-35 went missing. Now, the biggest question now is why did this pilot eject from this F-35? And was it, as some conspiracies are suggesting, the fact that this thing may have been hacked by somebody? Now, I don't know how you can hack a jet, if a jet is hackable, if some country with ill intentions can get a hold of our fighter jets. But I will say this, to the credit of the conspiracy theorists out there, the Air Force has grounded all of these fighter jets, all of them.
That screams hack.
Yeah, for like 48 hours, they're like, all of these fighter jets on the ground so we can investigate what happened here. So it starts to look like something very strange went on with this particular flight and with this F-35, an $80 million plane that was destroyed. And they were all over this yesterday when they finally found the debris. This is CBS right here talking about this. Hang on, let me bring this up. Everything's sideways today. Here we go.
Breaking tonight, a search team just discovering a debris field 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston. It is believed to be the wreckage of an F-35 fighter jet that disappeared on Sunday. The $100 million stealth jet crashed.
$100 million now.
Ejected over Charleston, South Carolina. Today, the Marines grounded all aviation crews for a 2-day safety stand-down. This is the third incident involving Marine aircraft in recent weeks, including a fatal Osprey crash.
So they said they have grounded all aircraft. So why? What are they looking into? What happened to this F-35 fighter jet?
Probably just checking for whatever went wrong. Like, remember when there was that one brand of 737 Max, Air Max, something like that? Remember that one plane?
Wasn't it Boeing?
That nobody, yeah, it was, but it was one specific Boeing model that like nobody wanted to fly in for a while because there was a really bad issue with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had to do the same thing there. I know exactly what you're talking about. Just for the record, by the way, I can't even open it up via email.
Oh, my God, Sean.
My computer, I can't update it because of some of the software I have. And then my QuickTime is not like up to date. So it won't let me open some of these files. Anyhow, it's
not
bad.
so quick.
We know that. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and Tracy emails the show. Hey, News Junkie, I was listening to Monday's show, and you were talking about Drew Barrymore and comparing her show to The View. The View explained why it was still allowed to air in the early days of the strike. According to them, they fall under the umbrella of the ABC News Department and therefore have a waiver to be allowed to air new programming. However, they explain every day they're not using writers and are writing their own topics and such. Love you guys, Tracy. Yeah, that still doesn't clear it all up because the writers are still, they actually are pushing for The View to stop filming. The View is just not stopping filming, right? They've refused to stop filming even when the union has pushed on them. Drew Barrymore is under a different guild because it's daytime talk television. So she's not actually inhibited by the WGA strike, and she's not inhibited by the actors strike. Only if she were.
Her writers are part of WGA, right?
Her writers would be, but she was coming back without writers,
Right.
just like The View was.
And then
So
I think I heard that her writers themselves were protesting it outside of their
That
own
makes
studio,
sense.
which is going to be awkward when it's back to work time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the YouTube link won't play. No.
Okay. I was about to say I give up.
This is what actually works. Let me bring it up for the folks. Here it is right here. You can see. Oh, my God. Yeah. That's
One
no
more
good.
time. One more time.
Oh, the poor guy.
The knee is not supposed to go that way.
Is that a legal tackle? Like, Are you
I don't
okay to
think the
go
guy
after
was-
somebody's legs?
But he wasn't really like looking. It seemed like it was
No.
a freak accident.
Yeah, the player is turned the other way, and he tackles with his back right into his leg.
look at
That's no good. That just, you feel the hurt watching that, unfortunately. All right, we have a big show for you today. Lots going on. When we come back, we have to talk about this Buffalo Bills player who had a hell of a night, man. This is a party gone wrong for this Bills fan. What did he do? Wait till you hear the details on this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
We are Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And, hey Google, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
I would be happy to. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The traffic lights are working incorrectly on Alafaya Trail eastbound at Markham Woods Road. All southbound lanes are closed due to an accident between Hancock and Oakland Exchange. You could expect delays. The left lane is blocked northbound on Florida's Turnpike between Oakland Exchange and Hancock Road. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp right lane on State Road 408 eastbound to Colonial Drive. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Coming to Hulu this Friday and Saturday.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The biggest superstars from all genres of music on one stage.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Stream it live only on Hulu.
You will not want to miss.
This Friday and Saturday, starting at 10 p.m.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
If you've ever wondered what a drink might taste like on Mars, you can find out at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. For the 3rd year, we're hosting a live Mars Teeny Shake-Off on the evening of October 6th, where local bars and restaurants compete to make out-of-this-world drinks. And you get to help judge the winner. Enjoy our fall-themed menu, mingle with astronauts, and explore Gateway, the deep space launch complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for more details about this special ticketed event. Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Look up.
The Pepperoni Pizza Meatball Sub from Firehouse Subs is back. With Italian meatballs, extra provolone, and crispy pepperoni on a garlic bread roll. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Pepperoni Pizza Meatball Sub, for a limited time at Firehouse Subs. At participating locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers will together donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code free month to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Torres on his left foot shoots. He scores!
Orlando City's on the road this week as the Lions travel to the Big Apple and face New York City Football Club on Wednesday, September 20th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Or join your fellow City fans at the Hammered Lamb for the official City Pub Watch Party presented by Heineken Silver. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 p.m. to catch Kickoff Minus 60 airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 25% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
I've perfected my buy one, get one game putting in reps at the outlet mall. Now I'm ready for McDonald's buy one, get one for $2 deal. I can pick up Big Mac with 2 all-beef patties and Big Mac sauce, or 100% fresh beef quarter pounder with cheese, or a juicy 10-piece chicken McNuggets made with all white meat chicken, or a filet of fish with crispy fish and melty American cheese. When I buy one, I get one for just $2. I'm finally ready to go BOGO Pro. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Start driving the truck that you deserve today. Visit nationstrucks.com right now. No payments until 2024 with approved credit.
Real Radio 104.1.
To this Bills fan who had a wild night in just a moment here. But I think it was TMZ or somebody confronted that Lauren Boebert politician lady, and they were talking to her, and I think it was in the airport or somewhere. They were speaking with her, and they were speaking about how she was at Beetlejuice, the play, and she got kicked out. And then there was the footage of her with a guy grabbing all over her, and
I mean, he was giving her a breast exam.
There was
just
a
kept
lot of
going
rubbing,
round and round. DJ
and she was rubbing back too. You know, she was rubbing all over him and stuff.
I mean, I haven't seen Beetlejuice on Broadway. Maybe C-Lane has, but is there a part in which you get a little horny? Unexpectedly?
I did not go to Beetlejuice, unfortunately.
Yeah, I seriously doubt there's one that really kicks you off that much. But my favorite part of this, the thing that grabbed my attention was, she's like, I'm not going on another date with him because he's a libtard or whatever. Like, they have different politics.
Wait,
so
that's
she's
not
like,
her boyfriend?
No. She said that. She goes, I'm not taking him on a second date. And I was like, that was your first date?
Hot
oh
damn.
my God.
Well, if it was the first date, you'd think that it'd be, a love connection.
Yeah.
If you get that kind of rub down.
I mean, imagine that. That's what a first date that didn't work out looks like. What's a first date that did work out looks like? She was having at it. Those two, they were like teenagers, just revved up and ready to go, not paying any attention to the thousands of people around them, or hundreds at the very least, at that Beetlejuice performance
But yeah, she's like, he's not getting a second date. And I was like, that was the first date? My good God. Good for everybody involved. Hope you had an excellent time at the Beetlejuice show you got kicked out of.
Every time she tries to explain herself about this, she just makes it worse for herself.
I think she's playing into it. I think maybe there's like this new thing. I think she's a nut job. Well, there may be some of that to the situation, but I think also there's like a new thing where people are playing into this kind of sexier stories, even though they're politicians, and maybe that gets you votes. I don't know. I don't know how people are going to think about seeing that versus seeing the other politician who had the streaming sex videos.
Chatterbait.
Yeah, everything is like a little bit more racy these days.
Yeah, I don't know who to vote for, but she does have a nice rack.
She was.
Is that what they assume people are saying?
Well, I know this. I know that Lauren Boebert, nice rack or bad rack, it's been tested. It's been tried out. We know that it's like the guy was kicking the tires basically, but on her boobs, and we know that they held up to a little bit of friction. And nothing like deflated or no huge problems emerged from that.
Tire tread still available?
In Buffalo, a man was charged. Waiting to hear how this guy's night went. My God. You Buffalo fans, love you, all right? Radio 95.1 up in Rochester. I know some of you solid Bills fans. I know it for sure. And maybe this was one of you. A man was charged after he allegedly jumped a fence while under the influence of multiple drugs and alcohol.
Okay.
And he fell into a pit at the new Bills Stadium on Sunday. They said this was 12:20 p.m., so right in the middle of the day, broad daylight. They said Erie Community College security personnel were flagged down. A naked man covered in feces allegedly jumped a 10-foot-tall fence and fell into a pit in the construction site when police approached him, they said. The 29-year-old man mentioned to police he was under the influence of a combination of alcohol, LSD, cocaine, and marijuana.
All right, party,
all
dude.
at the same time.
My gosh. The headline on Sports Illustrated, SI.com says, naked LSD man plummets into Buffalo Bills Stadium hole.
This guy was partying.
Makes him sound like a superhero. LSD man.
When you're taking LSD, cocaine, and marijuana, you're not going to read the signs. You're not going to read anything, said the local sheriff. You wouldn't be in a porta potty, jumping inside it, covering yourself with human excrement. You wouldn't be doing that. This is a very isolated issue, they said.
Now, the human excrement was his own, or this pit is filled with people's poop?
No, from the porta potty. So just
gross, man.
Rando poo and covered himself in it. And
rando poo.
Man, that guy, you got to be just high as a kite on that mix of drugs.
Yeah, but, if you got a bad batch, usually when you do LSD, it's more of a, open your mind a little bit, maybe see some colors, not look at a porta potty and put all of that on your body.
Yeah, what happens here is you could do one of these kind of drugs. I would suggest kids stay away from the drugs. They're bad. But you could do one of them. When you mix four of them together, you might have yourself a problem or two. There might be some things that go wrong. You might jump into a pit, and you might end up with that headline. What's that headline again, C-Lane? Man falls into LSD.
Naked LSD man plummets into Buffalo Bills Stadium hole.
Stadium hole is great, too. I love that. We'll stick to the world of football and a shocking story out of New England where they say a New England Patriots season ticket holder was beaten to death by a Miami Dolphins fan at Gillette Stadium.
Oh, come on, dude.
Like a fight in the stadium, somebody dies as a result of that fight. Father of two, Dale Mooney, 53 of New Hampshire, died following an incident in the 300-tier segment of the arena just before 11 p.m. They said there was a bunch of EMTs scrambling to revive this guy, and they weren't able to do so, even though they tried CPR and all of that. There was a fight, and one witness from the scene said it was hard to watch. They started tussling around for a few minutes. So no one
stopped it?
I don't know if anybody was actively trying to stop it, but at one point, another Dolphins fan walked over, punched the guy 3 times, and the man just went out, they say. It was pretty hard to watch. And unless this guy has some claim of self-defense here, you're looking at a murder charge.
Yeah.
You're looking at a murder charge for beating up somebody over a football game.
Also, this would have to be something, when you said punch 3 times, it made more sense, because I was really skeptical about the fact that you could have this guy beating down a Patriots fan in a room full of Patriots fans, and nobody steps in.
Yeah,
that's a little ridiculous.
You would think even attempting to fight with one of the Patriots fans as a Dolphins fan at the stadium, that alone is dangerous because you're so outnumbered there. But the guy hit him several times, and then the life just went out of this person. And you are now a grown-ass man who can't control yourself at a football game because you're so revved up. You are now probably, if you get charged with this,
the Dolphins were winning,
going to spend the rest of your life in jail. If you get charged with this and they hit you with a murder charge, unless he has a self-defense claim, you throw it all away. And going hard on these loser kids that got arrested for stealing this car and crashing into people and crashing into somebody on a bike and killing them yesterday. But these are grown adults who are so amped up by their favorite football team. Some of these guys that feel like they're a member of the team. They think they're on the team with these guys, and they'll fight to the death for them. And it starts to turn into like, some of these countries where they're so amped up about soccer that people die. There's fights where people die, where people are killing each other.
They've killed like referees after a bad call.
Like, what the hell is going on? You got to really dial it down. And we'll see exactly what is happening with the charges against this person. But that seems really bad to me. Let's go over to you. Let's see what you got going on. Here is Jay Rakin talking about football, I think, maybe?
Hey, News Junkie.
Hey.
Calling from the upstate New York region of the Finger Lakes. Listen on iHeartRadio. Have you seen what happened at the Bills game?
Yeah.
Now, I am a Bills fan through and through, born into it, and I thought I had seen it all. However, we had a guy get high on LSD, cocaine,
this is the guy.
marijuana, get hammered, go into a porta potty, smear himself with poop, and then jump a 10-foot fence into where the new Highmark Stadium is being built.
It's impressive.
And plummet 30 feet down.
Oh, gosh.
And then do it again.
Wow.
And he seems to be okay.
He's still alive.
Yeah, go
You
Bills.
think he remembers any of that?
No, hell no, no. Maybe he is LSD, man. And now when they say jumps over a 10-foot fence, I'm picturing him just standing up and jumping over a 10-foot fence. Just plummeting 30 feet into a hole, coming out and doing it again just for the hell of it. Give it a second run, right? Why not?
Drugs.
Oh, man, that's a combo right there. There's weird combinations of drugs that make you temporarily invincible. I've seen videos of people on PCP, or at least that's what they said they were on, and the cops will be like tasing them, and the taser is doing nothing. Like, it's not having any impact
They
on
continue walking towards them.
Yeah.
Ripping out the prongs.
Yes.
That have electricity.
It is so crazy what happens when these different combinations of drugs mix together.
I'm not sure if Tyreek Hill has heard the news of this Dolphins fan interaction at Gillette Stadium over the weekend. Yeah. But if so, I mean, really bad timing, because they were asking for his comments on the game. It says the Dolphins deserve to celebrate after narrowly defeating the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. No one enjoyed the win more than Dolphins wideout Tyreek Hill. Following the 24-17 victory, Hill called out Patriots fans, saying they were some of the worst fans in the NFL.
Oh, buddy. Including the dead one. My God.
Who was beaten up by the Dolphins fan.
That is not a good time. Here is Tuck Frump with a dispatch for us.
Do you think the pilot of the $60 million jet is just going to eject and let it fly away? Come on. And you think the military is going to be able to track down an $80 million jet? Come on. Oh, okay, sure. Like $100 million jet is just going to crash out of nowhere. Come on.
Great scene from Arrested Development.
Says the guy in the $20,000 jet. Come on.
The price is going up. I started at $20 million for the jet. Then everybody said 80, so I was like, okay, I'm on board with you guys. $80 million.
And then later after the show, I get in the car with my wife, and I'm like, how about this missing jet they just found? And she goes, goes, "Oh, you mean the $160 million jet?" I was like, "That's what we're up to."
Yeah, now I'm getting word it's actually $2 billion jet.
Is this what's happening with accounting in the Air Force? Nobody really knows how much anything costs. They're just like,
or where they disappear to, apparently.
Yeah, we don't know where our jets are, and we don't know how much they cost. They're just real expensive. Here's the dude with the dispatch.
I'm just wondering if Lauren Boebert ever saw that episode of South Park about musicals, because according to Randy Marsh, musicals equal BJs.
All right, well, you know, maybe she was starting out that way and finishing another way. Who can say? I only saw the footage you saw.
That was a great episode.
That was a good one.
Runway
Randy
Throwdown.
One more. Here's laying down the law.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey.
I had a little personal laugh when Sean mentioned Rando Poo, because I recently adopted a Chihuahua. He was heartworm positive from the Humane Society, but he's getting better.
Oh, good.
His name is Rando. And when I take him for a walk, I have to pick up Rando Poo. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you, laying down the law.
Sweet.
We appreciate that.
Name
We want
the
to hear
dog
from
Rando.
you.
I kind of like it.
Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, anybody want a rhino? Because we need some people to take in some rhinos. Consider this. Wait to hear what's going on with this story. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Find us on Threads at Real Radio 1041, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s across the viewing area. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds, and for some, mainly in the southern portion of the viewing area, rain chance will be at 20% coverage. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and always remember, if you hear that thunder roar, make sure you head indoors. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
You know, there's a lot of great companies out there, and you should support them. And you should make sure that you have somebody when they're going to fix something at your house who's honest, who you can trust, and who's incredibly skilled. You're going to get all that and more in Mills Air. Just think, when something goes wrong with your air conditioner, Mills Air. Or before something goes wrong with your air conditioner, Mills Air. Leon Mills Company has been operating since 1992. Over 30 years, they've been making clients happy, and customers turn into lifelong customers when they go to Mills Air, because you know that this is one of the few places that will be fair, honest, and upfront with you. That's what they do at Mills Air, and they can service any brand AC out there, so don't worry about that. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. They can get you really big rebates if you're getting a new Carrier unit at your house. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call at 407-277-1159 or find them online at millsair.com.
Saturday, September 23rd, it's Pitmasters and Pourers in Mount Dora, when ultimate barbecue meets bacon, beer, and smooth bourbon. Enjoy bacon and barbecue from local Pitmasters. Live music from Cat Ridgway, Sean Holcomb, Stephen Cardwell, and Bailey Callahan. Tickets are just $15. Sponsored by Yingling, City of Mount Dora, and Visit Lake. Pitmasters and Pourers, Saturday, September 23rd, 3 to 10 p.m. at Elizabeth Evans Park in Mount Dora. Go to cityofmountdora.com for tickets and info.
Morning commutes are a real drag. But starting off your day at Racetrack with a fluffy egg and sausage stacked, melty cheese smacked, buttery biscuit backed, jalapeno packed, pepper jacked, kick in the mouth? Yeah, that tracks. Try the new pepper jacked jalapeno biscuit. Limited time only while supplies last. See store for details. Make tracks to Racetrack for whatever gets you going.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Are you dealing with tooth pain? Don't suffer in silence. Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our expert team offers state-of-the-art care and is dedicated to helping you find relief. We specialize in root canals and have 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, and you don't need a referral to make an appointment. Visit IneedARootCanal.com today. Don't delay. That's IneedARootCanal.com and take the pain away.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome, more financial knowledge gained, more empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at AdditionFI.com. That's AdditionFI.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Ugh, I don't have time for a cold.
Honey.
Honey?
You need DayQuil Severe Honey flavor.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honey-licious taste. Because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe Honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honey-licious. Power through your day, medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Wawa has pizza. Wawa has pizza, and it's freshly made. Wawa has pizza until 3 a.m. Brought to you by Wawa, who now has pizza starting at 4 p.m. Wawa has pizza. Gotta have a Wawa.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The biggest superstars from all genres of music on one stage.
T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Stream it live only on Hulu.
This Friday and Saturday.
10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
I just saw somebody tweet it out. It said, between the two of these, we've lost $190 million in jets in a week. And on one side is the F-35 and the other side is Aaron Rodgers. So that's very, very true. Didn't even think about that. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and our friend Hollywood Brad emails. We were talking about him a bit yesterday. He says, hey, I heard C-Lane saying that Carlos had said a lot of the crew members have other jobs.
Oh, here goes where I get thrown in the mix, and it's my fault that everybody's fighting.
And I'm not sure exactly who he was referring to, but that is not true in Los Angeles. I'm sure there are examples of this here or there, but the vast, vast majority of us do this as our only job full time. The union that has the majority of their members that have other jobs is SAG-AFTRA. The large majority of SAG members don't make a living acting and have other jobs. Many of them are bartenders or servers. So maybe Carlos is thinking about Orlando specifically, which could be true. I'm not sure. Many thousands of people who are in the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees have already lost their insurance, and many thousands more will lose it regardless of when the strikes are over. For example, even if all this ended tomorrow, I'll still lose my insurance next month because I haven't worked enough hours in my qualifying period, which started in March. The crew members who have it worse are production assistants, PAs,
which is an entry-level job in the business. They get paid the least of anybody on the crew, and they have no union, so many of them didn't have insurance to start with and very little savings because they make so little. I hope that clears things up a bit, Brad. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they come to some sort of conclusion as the writers and the big media organizations go to chat this week, because there are some people, and I know there's so many of you, screw these Hollywood folks. You shouldn't be thinking about, like, George Clooney. You should be thinking about, like, George Templeton, some rando dude who is just barely getting into the industry and is not doing well financially right now. But all that aside, I need 2,000 people. All right, I need 2,000 volunteers.
All right, well, we got 2 so far.
To step up. Okay, you guys going to volunteer? For? Well, you already volunteered. You're good. You already volunteered.
You're
in.
2 possibilities and finish my sentence.
This is going to be delivered to your house later today, and then from there, you'll take care of it, and everything will be fine. Because they said a herd of 2,000 rhinoceroses are urgently in need of new owners. They said.
Okay.
They are southern white rhinos. They're thought to be the largest single population of their kind. And they put them up for auction with a price of $10 million for the 2,000 rhinos.
Who's they?
The people who were running this conservation area. And they said no bidders came forward. So nobody wanted to bid on these rhinos. They said at that point, the future of the animals appeared precarious.
Okay, so you're a conservation group and you're just auctioning them off?
Yeah.
It seems like not doing your job.
Well, another conservation group has taken over the 2,000 herd of rhinoceroses. It is called African Parks. They said, we felt we had a moral obligation to step in, but they need people to step up and take one of these rhinos apiece, or several of the rhinos apiece.
Here's the thing. They tried to at least put a price tag and auction off some of the rhinos, because if they give away the rhinos, they're going to be scooped up by people using them for those underground rhino fighting rings. And that's just no good.
Although that sounds fun to watch, that is not a nice thing to do. So
it was a long journey. Don't look at me like that. Turn around and look me in the eye.
He's preparing himself for the dadding.
If you are willing to take one of these rhinos,
how many rhinos can you fit in your yard, Sean?
Oh, not many. Not too many.
Maybe one.
They're big animals. If you've ever been like out and near a rhino, it's one of those things where my friend and I went to Lion Country Safari one time, and it's a drive-through zoo. And when we were going through the zoo, I've told this story before a long time ago, he was stoned out of his mind. Like, he was so high. And there was a turtle, or like I should say a tortoise, a big giant one, that decided to cross the road where you drive through this Lion Country Safari Park. And he was so high that in the middle of the rhino enclosure, he got out and walked around the front of the vehicle we were in, because he was going to like shoo the tortoise away so we could keep driving.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Literally, first rule is don't get out of your car.
Yeah, it says it everywhere. And everywhere in the park it says it. And he looks up and he realizes he was about 15 feet from a giant rhino and hauled his stoner ass back into the car so fast, because those animals are big. They are behemoths. They are massive animals, and can be dangerous. But it would be cool to have one as a pet. It would be a nice little time to spend some time with a rhino. Before we get to you and your dispatches, a story out there today that I think we should talk about, especially with some of the stuff that's been in the news as of late. There is now a push to raise the arrest age, and it's different in different states. But in this case, it's a 6-year-old who was arrested. And you might remember this story when we did it way back in the day. In 2019, we did this. This girl was causing some disturbance. I think it was at school, and they tried everything to get her to calm down. She wouldn't calm down. They zip-tied her wrists. They put her in the back of a police car after this whole tantrum and brought her down to the juvenile jail, and she was just 6 years old. The cop got fired for arresting the 6-year-old eventually. But now they want to change the law. Right now, in the state of Florida in particular, it says the officer was fired. A Florida law was even passed in her name to protect children under the age of 7 from arrest. But now they want more to be done. They want to raise the age to 12 years old so that nobody under the age of 12 can be arrested. That's what they'd like to happen here.
But that would depend on the crime, right? Like a 6 or 7-year-old murders their family, lights the house on fire. They wouldn't arrest them?
No, they wouldn't.
All right.
No, just like the 6-year-old who shot his teacher. Remember, like they didn't get him with anything because he was too young. You're at a point sometimes where you're too young to be arrested for a crime because they believe that you don't know what you're doing. Now, I would argue that if you are 11 years old, you have much, much more of an awareness of what you are doing than a 6-year-old may have. And even a 6-year-old should be keenly aware of the dangers of a gun or what happens when you shoot somebody. It's weird that we now have an outbreak, I'll say, of young kids, preteens included, a lot of teenagers getting caught up in violent stuff now, and a lot of that is happening in states across the country. But preteens, too. There's stories about 12-year-olds stealing cars. You know, they get out there, yes, and they steal cars and crash them into stuff or crash them into people, as was the case last week. And there's nothing they can do when they're of a certain age. So they want to make this even more of an issue. They want to bring it up to 12 years old. What should be the minimum age of arrest and why? Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Let's go over to some of those because we got Twink chiming in about rhino fighting. Here it is.
Hello, junkies. Yeah, C-Lane, that rhino fighting joke is probably the reason why we'll never see you perform at a Moe's Comedy Jam. Thank you, Twinkle. It's out.
All right, thank you, Twink. Appreciate it. Let's go over to Dispatch. Danny's talking about another plane that the military lost.
Hey, Sean, this actually isn't the first time the military's lost a crazy expensive plane. Back in, I think, 96. There was a B-2 that went missing during like some top secret training exercise. But the bigger problem was that there were 2 nuclear warheads
maybe
on the plane that were going to be used as part of the exercise. And apparently one of the pilots kind of went rogue and tried to attack the other pilot while in the aircraft. They crashed the aircraft, and then they wound up stealing the 2 nuclear warheads. This was like out west, like in the training grounds out west. And then, like, after a big back and forth.
Anybody there yet?
I don't know.
What movie is this? And then another one detonated underground. But yeah, no, it definitely made the news. It was quite popular back in 96. It was the story, like, the headline just read, like, Broken Arrow. On like all the news.
I've never seen whatever you're talking about, man.
That was a stretch.
Broken Arrow. A couple of people in chats got the Broken Arrow connection.
Is that a good movie? I've never watched it.
I've never even heard of it, I don't think, until now. But there have actually been, which is why I was rolling with Dispatch Dan for a second.
John Travolta and Christian Slater. That's some peak 90s.
Oh, man. The 2 of them together? I didn't even know they were in a movie together. We watched the movie last night, and I was like, how did we miss this? How do we miss this being a movie? And Courtney and I guess because Apple Plus has launched season 3 of The Morning Show on Apple TV, they're promoting all of the Reese Witherspoon and
Sweet Home
Jennifer
Alabama. You just watched
Jennifer Aniston movies. No, we didn't watch that. We watched a movie and it has Jennifer Aniston and Jason Bateman in it.
Oh, Wanderlust.
No, it's called The Switch. It was called The Switch. And I was like, I've never heard of it. I somehow it completely escaped me. It was not on my radar at all. And it's like the most awkward premise because Jennifer Aniston wants to get artificially inseminated.
Right.
And she picks the guy to be the donor. And then he gets high as hell on accident and dumps out the donor guy's stuff and puts his stuff in there. So henceforth, the switch has occurred. And we watched this last night. I was like, man, I do not know how we completely and totally missed that movie. Here's Jay Ryan with a dispatch.
Hey, junkies. I was just
whispering.
Have they tried taking the key fob for the plane and walking around South Carolina?
Well done. Nice. Even at the low volume, it was worth it. Yeah, they found just like a debris field, and they believe that was the missing F-35. And we keep jumping up in how much these things cost. Somebody said earlier, the base model for the F-35 is $80 million. If you want it with Apple Play and auto driving, it's $100 million. I don't know if they do things like that, but I know that they're very, very, very expensive if you want to purchase one of those. So for now, we're not going to be able to get a show F-35. Sorry,
Damn
guys.
it.
I'm sorry. It would have been great, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Okay, send us a dispatch to join us here on the show by going to thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see where you can hit the button, bam, record on your phone or your laptop or wherever you are, and to send us a dispatch to join the show. There is a restaurant in St. Louis that is getting some heat, and it's all over. These stories happen all the time, I feel like. It's all over some list of rules that they have at their restaurant. And people always look at this and they'll be like, these are racist rules. And let me see if I can bring up the list of rules, because it didn't seem like they were that different to me. Hold on, restaurant. There we go. I'm going to bring the rules up that they have for everybody who comes to this place. And there were quite a few of them. But, you know, some of them were just the very, very basic rules that you have, like shirt and shoes required. It's like very, very basic things.
What the hell, man?
That they started with. And let me bring up the actual list because it was posted over here first. Social Bar and Grill is the name of the place. Here are the rules.
Not very social off the bat.
It says, in an effort to provide an enjoyable experience, they spelled that wrong. They put and instead of an.
Love that.
In an effort to provide an enjoyable experience for fellow diners and staff, we ask that you respect our policies. No weapons, no exceptions, it starts. Then they say, no masks, no men's bags, no
men's
backpacks,
bags,
no hoodies, no saggy pants, no men's sleeveless tank tops, and no overly revealing outfits is their dress code.
Sounds like a real party over there.
At this place. The overly revealing outfits is one that I haven't actually seen on any other place's rules for dress code.
And that's very vague. Who determines what's overly revealing? Something above the knee?
It's a little subjective for sure. Dining rules, it says, please read descriptions on menu. Be specific on temperatures. If you order it and you touch it, you pay for it.
Okay, this place sounds like it sucks.
No returns, no exceptions. Due to certain patrons refusing to add gratuity to their bill, a 20% gratuity will be added to all bills. When paying with a credit card over $25, we must have a copy of valid ID. And then finally, guests who emit marijuana odors, vape indoors, or exhibit loud and disrespectful behavior will be asked to leave, they said. That is a long list of rules.
At the social house, right? So no one talks and everyone's wearing turtlenecks?
And it's a bar and grill. It's not like it's just a fancy restaurant that's in downtown St. Louis, but they have a lot of different rules. I love how people respond, though, and go, the rules are racist, or somebody said they're anti-LGBTQ. When you look at these rules, you getting that out of it is you actually self-reporting what you think about people. Because if you read,
have man bags, for sure.
If you read disrespectful behavior people who do that will be asked to leave, and you somehow tie that into those people being black, that's you. That's you doing that, right? If you read saggy pants and hoodies and tie that to black people, you're the one doing the racism there. That's a little bit weird.
Okay, but then is their clientele mostly black people?
I have no
idea.
idea.
Now they're trying to kick them out?
They're in St. Louis. No, they're not kicking anybody out based on their race. They're just saying this stupid long list of things. And it seems like the person, especially if you order it and you touch it, you pay for it. It seems like the person is like a soup Nazi type who's running this place.
And it's like, what if I bit into something and then a hair comes out? I still have to consume that?
No, you touched it. You touched it, you pay for it. That's how it goes around here. When we come back, a situation in Las Vegas escalates. Plus, a mother is defending herself after something very weird that she did with her son. I want to see how you feel about this. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The audio version of a Live, Laugh, Love wall decoration that's been set on fire. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. They specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution. The traffic lights are working incorrectly on Alafaya Trail eastbound at Markham Woods Road.
You can expect your regular delays this afternoon on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 436 southbound north of La Costa Drive. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Summer days getting shorter and business to-do lists getting longer? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer has to say about their experience.
After the hurricanes destroyed our old fence, we took the advice of our neighbor and called Fence Outlet. They were fast and professional, and we love our new fence.
Check them out at fenceoutlet.com.
Just come out. The man when you're in trouble. Car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
O'Reilly.
Do you need new wiper blades but aren't sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you the best options for your specific vehicle and even install your new wipers for free. And right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades, plus get 2 times O-Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And 1, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Once you get the meat and cheese for your sub freshly sliced right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to dial-up internet. Am I connecting to space to order Jersey Mike's? Any day now. Okay, it's about to connect. What? Who picked up the phone? Nope, there's no going back once you see it freshly sliced at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing.
the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Story about a mother who did something with her son that she's defending. We'll see what you think about it. Plus, we'll get to your dispatchers. Go to newsjunkie.com.
So many guesses that are terrible.
Well, you'll see if it lines up with those in just a moment, C-Lane. But go to newsjunkie.com to send us a dispatch right now. This is interesting. This wasn't on my radar until just a moment ago, but tell me if you think this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Good idea or bad idea?
There is
what?
A bit of a situation unfolding in Palm Springs, California right now. And they are proposing an AIDS memorial area, which, that's great. And part of it will be this big sculpture that they're going to have in Palm Springs at this AIDS memorial. And this says, a proposed AIDS memorial sculpture in Palm Springs is at the center of a heated debate within the community, and its design is sparking concerns. The controversial sculpture, meant to honor those who lost their lives to HIV and AIDS, is facing scrutiny for its abstract design and perceived inappropriate connotations. So there's something about this AIDS sculpture that people aren't quite digging on and that they're worried about. I'll bring you this story from Channel 3 over in Palm Springs, and you might see why some people are opposed to the sculpture itself. Let's take a look at this here, Sealand.
Concerns tonight about being raised about an AIDS memorial planned for downtown Palm Springs. Right now, the sculpture is planned to look like this. These pictures you're seeing here. Some people don't like it. News Channel 3's Jake Rossi live in studio.
I'm sorry,
with more
is that a
on the
BH?
controversy.
Yes, that is what it looks like.
That is a donut, all right?
A donut of AIDS?
That doesn't look like a donut to me.
That is an AIDS donut.
This, on one side, it just looks like this nice little circle thing, and on the other side, 100% BH. Like, definitely they had to be aware of what they were doing when they were making this AIDS sculpture.
Is that based on particular BH, or...?
Not sure if they went out and got like an imprint and followed that. Let's see what else they said.
Possible changes in response to those concerns. Jake.
And John, it is a 9-foot sculpture plan for
9-foot BH
park meant to remember lives lost.
See, one side is a donut, like C-Lane said. It just looks like a big old donut, like that famous, Big Boy or whatever, the sculpture in California. Big old donut on there. The other side is what's causing the controversy.
And AIDS.
Which side do you think is which here?
What do you mean? The BH side?
Yes.
Well, the BH side is very clear when you look at it, because one side is smooth and the other side is like, it's got those concentric rings going on that make it look a little differently. I put this up on See It Now at thenewsjunkie.com if you want to take a look.
With everyone. In fact, some call it inappropriate. And the committee in charge says they are now listening. It's the proposed AIDS memorial
Come on,
sculpture,
man.
raising hundreds of thousands of dollars in the community and stirring up controversy over its shape. The round limestone statue with concentric carved circles meant to represent the diverse community impacted by AIDS.
Okay.
Its eye-level opening signifying connection.
Dude, that is...
There's almost no arguing. It really looks like a BH.
But what was the... If they're saying it's not a BH, like what was the inspiration? Is this a international symbol for AIDS?
No, not as far as I know. They just said maybe it's trying to be like artsy and controversial.
So, all right, but we agree that the one on the right is the BH looking one?
Yeah, but I would
both
say
of
the
them.
other one is...
No.
Immediately, I'm seeing
See, like, if you
something
look
like that.
real close at one, like get your phone and take a picture of yours.
Yeah,
real
that's
close.
going to work out well at HQ.
And you'll see like, this like little print here. There's like little rings around it.
Google Images.
Oh man, are you searching? That's a risky
Hang on,
search for
private. Anus.
Sam on YouTube says the left one is fine. He doesn't have any problem with it at all. He thinks it looks good, but this statue is not going over well with some people out there.
Reflection and hope, but it's not seen by everyone that way. Some saying it's too abstract.
It's really strained. I mean, this is almost like a piece of art looking for a purpose instead of the other way around. It could be about anything, and as a consequence, it's kind of about nothing.
Okay, all right, Art Man.
It too closely resembles other things.
You hear it called the donut all the time. You hear it called the word we can't say on camera all the time.
For some on social media and beyond, the design resembles an inappropriate body part on the rear end.
This guy.
The proposed memorial looks
By the
like,
way, I think he meant the rear end of the statue, but I mean, there's no way to not screw that up.
No, they said the other guy said the word we can't say, and then this guy just gets to it.
proposed memorial looks like a graphic depiction of the backside of a human being.
The memorial is privately raising funding to put it up at a 9-foot-tall scale. In
Damn.
downtown Park near the Maryland statue.
Yeah, and how many people are going to like make little videos of them jumping into the BH statue?
Or prank it by putting something in the middle.
Oh my God. I don't know if this is going to be built, but there is some controversy now as they get ready for that AIDS memorial in Palm Springs. We'll see if it goes through. Before we go to your dispatches, I wanted to get this story in there about this mom. And tell me if you think that this is weird, what she did here. And she was at her son's football
I knew
game.
immediately.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Because I saw it several times, several angles. Not angles, but like different people's takes on it on TikTok.
Yeah. So there's been a bunch of people who have been talking about this. And this particular mom says there's nothing wrong with what we've done here, me and my son. And the mom was, as I said, at this football game in Utah where her son was playing. And the mom, I guess, gets a little closer than some other people do with her son. And after the game, she ran at her son and like did that thing they do on The Bachelor usually.
Yeah.
Like, where the person like hugs, but the person wraps their legs around you.
Yeah, in a rom-com.
Yeah.
He comes back from an overseas trip, and you see him for the first time in months. And
Imagine
you do that.
you rush to the airport.
Like the end of Love, Actually.
Sure.
And you're full speed running at the airport, and you jump into the arms of your lover, and they pick you up a little bit. And here is the actual photo for the folks who are watching on YouTube at twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie of the mom and her son. And she says she's defending herself after this surface. She said, "I was so proud. I was a proud mom hugging my kid. I never expected it to turn into something where people are like, you are sexually abusing him. You're grooming him."
Oh, gosh, that's so stupid.
Ridiculous. Right.
Let's not get crazy here, but
I'm calling Child Protective Services, some of the people said. And all of that is ridiculous, but it's still like, for me, I'm taking this and applying it to my experience in my world. My mom would never hug me like this.
Absolutely not.
That wouldn't be a thing.
That
would be strange.
Files under Tom Brady ate Mississippi kiss with his son.
Yeah, and I know different families are closer to each other. And
having your mom straddle you. Like when that clip started going viral, it plays and then people pop in like, that's his mom. That's not his girlfriend.
Right.
That's his mom. Because when you first see it, you can't see like her face or anything. You immediately assume it's the girlfriend.
I would absolutely assume that. You're right. If I just saw this photograph, I go, that's a football player hugging his girlfriend after a big touchdown or something, but it's not. It's the mother of this child. Somebody over on YouTube says, this is old news. This is not old news. This is brand new, fresh, very, very fresh news. But I'm going to put it up on See It Now so everybody can take a look and tell me if you think the mother was being weird there. It's just a strange look, I think.
It is. And now it just makes me want to, know more. Would love to talk to his ex-girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
How much did she helicopter? You know?
What was this mom doing other than this that looked like a little too close? And I get it. Again, there's close families, and sometimes you guys kiss each other and do all this stuff, and the back and forth is different. But to me,
it's not sexual abuse.
No, hell no.
All this nonsense of calling protective services, get lost.
Yeah. Tammy says that's her kid. It's old news. I saw this last week. Tammy, shut up. Shut up and get away from me. The story's out today. She was just on the Today Show.
Yeah, but now it's hitting the mainstreams.
Right. They did an interview on the Today Show today. I'm going to start banning everybody in chat.
All the
people.
All
the
sensitive
dummies.
about the old news thing.
It's not old. That's why it's from today. It's actually from this very day, September 19th. And the mom is defending herself in the wake of this. Go check it out yourself over at thenewsjunkie.com and drop us a dispatch while you're there. Let's hear from somebody who's never chimed in on the show before. Jeremy is a first-time dispatcher. Here's Jeremy for us.
That's from Dallas. I listen to 97.1 The Freak.
Yeah.
I am disgusted with the podcast that I'm listening to on Tuesday about you parking at a handicap spot and not moving. Why didn't you just do the decent thing and move? Regardless of legality
he's mad.
Or how it was marked. Why didn't you just move? You talk about flight travel being erratic. Well, shouldn't you practice what you preach and just do the right thing?
All right, so if you didn't hear some of that,
He's
Jeremy,
mad at you.
Jeremy's big mad at me for parking in a handicap spot, and it says dispatch amputee veteran. He doesn't tell us any more about that. But he's like, why didn't you just move? Why didn't you just move? Jeremy, some of your listening skills are very, very bad.
Are you talking
very,
to the veterans or the amputees?
I'm talking to him in particular, but I'm also talking to a lot of people who listen to the show and just fire off emails. Like somebody fired off an email. Oh, what was it? Somebody sent me an email the other day complaining about a take that I had, but
I imagine it was Danny Masterson.
No, it wasn't that at all. It's something different.
Self-report.
And whatever the take was, I said the absolute opposite of what this guy was saying. I said, God, I'll see if I could dig it up here so I could give you the example. But in this case, the guy completely misses the fact that I went into the movie theater. It's pouring down rain. There's no sign on the parking spot. It was not like I saw it and said, I'm going to take this spot to begin with. I had no idea. And then when it came out, I was already leaving. So I just jumped in the car and left. So I'm not sure why he's so mad about that, but it appears that he is. I'll try to find the other one that somebody was complaining about the other day during the break. Yeah, I'll get that, and we'll talk about it when we come back. Plus, we got to get to the Las Vegas situation and a whole lot more. Many, many dispatches piling in here on a busy Tuesday, and we'll get to that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031, and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect your regular delays eastbound between US 27 and after Osceola Polkline Road. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from State Road 408 eastbound to Colonial Drive, exit 22. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
The G20 takes steps to tame the Red Dragon with a Biden plan to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative. I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Did you know that mortgage guy Don does a live radio show every Saturday? That's right. Each week on Saturday mornings, Don and his crew, they're answering your questions live on the air on the Home Loans Radio Show. And if you're busy on Saturday mornings, that's okay. You can listen to all the informative episodes right there on the website, thatmortgageguydawn.com, or, of course, wherever you download podcasts, just search the Home Loans Radio Show with That Mortgage Guy Dawn. And that Mortgage Guy Dawn, he's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business. He's explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. He has your best interest in mind. He's going to treat you like a friend and not like a number, like the other mortgage companies would. Now, that Mortgage Guy Dawn, he's a mortgage broker. He's not a corner bank or a retail lender, and that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. If you have a quote already, get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguydawn.com, or he was going to let you know if you can get a better deal somewhere else. Start the process today with a friend and an expert that you can trust by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Don't miss the book, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Coming to Hulu this Friday and Saturday.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The biggest superstars from all genres of music on one stage.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Stream it live only on Hulu.
You will not want to miss.
This Friday and Saturday, starting at 10 p.m.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
Now that the kids are getting older, we needed to get a fence installed because we don't want them wandering into the lake in our backyard, and we most certainly did not want the alligators crawling into our backyard either. So once we called, they came and they surveyed our yard. They showed us what the options were, and within a couple of weeks, they installed the fence, and we were good to go. I'm glad we picked Fence Outlet. They did a really good job.
See for yourself. Go to fenceoutlet.com. That's fenceoutlet.com.
License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
SafeTouch offer modern options to secure your home or business with just a tap on your phone, watch, or tablet. Right now, buy one outdoor camera with 24/7 recording, get one free. Visit safetouch.com. SafeTouch, peace of mind with a purpose. State license number EF20001945.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
We're on with CDC Director Grant Baldwin. Grant, tell us how we become a part of Recovery Month and where to find resources.
So we encourage everyone to take action and learn how to prevent and reduce harm associated with drug use during this recovery month. First, get informed. Educate yourself about the risk of drugs and stay up to date on the latest data and trends. Second, help stop overdoses by visiting our website at www.cdc.gov/stop overdose to learn more about fentanyl, stigma reduction, naloxone, and polysubstance use. Third, recognize and help raise awareness that substance use disorders is a medical condition that requires treatment and support. And finally, support people in their recovery. And remember that there is hope and that recovery is possible.
For those that need help, call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration National Helpline at 1-800-662-4357 or the Suicide and Crisis Line by just dialing 988.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, this is Mike Wright from the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast. You heard that right. The Fantasy Footballers have officially entered the Dynasty space. Every week, we bring you the same in-depth analysis and entertainment you've come to expect from the Fantasy Footballers, only now it's from the Dynasty perspective. Join me and the rest of the crew every Wednesday for a new episode. Listen to the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Sealand says during the break, I was all excited when we got a dispatch from 97.1 The Freak in Dallas and a listener there. And then, bam, he's shots fired at me. And he's coming full-throated for me for this old situation with the handicap parking spot. And it's just what I was saying there was there's a bunch of people who listen and you like half hear things and you get fired up and you like, there was somebody the other day. Here's the one that I was talking about. Somebody on Twitter it was. And it says, hey, Sean, your hot take on sunscreen is typically you. Guy who has always ran down anyone against big chemicals. Let me know how that goes when you get cancers. Otherwise, big fan, respect.
Ooh, you're getting more than one cancer? That sucks.
And I can't even tell where he's coming from, but like if he thinks I had an anti-sunscreen take, that's ridiculous. This is the opposite of what I was saying. I was talking about the Jimmy Buffett death and how it was skin cancer that killed him. And then we all kind of connected stories where we personally knew somebody that had skin cancer and had to deal with this. And I said, I've been taken to when we go out and go on a walk or anything like that, if it's sunny outside, I'll put the spray stuff on. And we were talking about that. And then, unless he's anti-sunscreen, he just completely and totally heard what I was saying wrong and got the opposite take.
I definitely said that I hated sunscreen as a child, and that's why I use the spray stuff more often than not. But I mean, what kid doesn't hate sunscreen?
No, when you're a little kid, you're always against that. You're like, I'm fine. I don't want to look like Mark Zuckerberg with like mime face because you have all that stuff on you.
I wouldn't be surprised that the takes from kids on sunscreen would be different with this new idea that you want to be an influencer growing up. And all the things you see online, you could see that what skin damage does to you. And they very well could be thinking about their future in the weirdest way that we never, ever would have when we were their age.
Right. I just don't see how you could take anything that I said and spin that up. I
also don't know what I'm talking about.
Not really sure how that works. And then the other guy, he heard everything completely wrong. In his mind, this guy from Dallas is thinking that I like cowboyed my way into a handicap parking spot and was like, forget it, and went in and watched the movie. Like I said specifically, I only noticed when I was getting in the car and was talking about how I felt terrible because I would not have done that, obviously, had I known that to be the case. And, you're frustrating me today, folks. You're frustrating me today.
I'm excited.
We'll go to the dispatches momentarily, but I love this story because this is as petty as it gets, and I'm absolutely here for it. There's a place called New York Fries. Sealand, when you went to New York, did you go to New York Fries or no?
I missed out on New York Fries.
Maybe next time you're up there, you could check this place out. But there's some place called New York Fries, and they had this coupon that they sent out to all their fans. It's a pretty popular spot, as best as I can tell. And I think that it's actually not in New York, because I think they're in Canada. Look that up if you can't see, like New York Fries. But the coupon
that doesn't seem generic enough.
Yeah, I know, it is tough. The coupon says 2 for 1. Buy any loaded dog, like a hot dog.
Best poutine in Canada.
And get a second loaded dog free with this coupon.
Loaded dog seems like you're going to get a Yorkie on cocaine.
It looks delicious. It says on the bottom of the coupon.
Oh, you're not going to show up to any Mo Comedy Jams with those jokes.
No, I'm not.
Follow me here. It says on the bottom of the coupon, valid at any Calgary or Lethbridge location. Those are the spots in Canada where they're saying that the coupon is valid. And it says, may not be used by my ex-girlfriend, Sally. Calls out, who went to Birch Church High School, class of 2007, it said. So everybody is allowed to use this coupon, except for, in a petty attack, the ex of this person who created the coupon, which I thought was pretty great. We also have the news coming across that YouTube has demonetized Russell Brand's YouTube channel or channels, because he has a couple of them. In fact, I think he has 3 total channels. Beyond Brand's main YouTube channel, which has 6.6 million YouTube subscribers, he has something called Stay Free with Russell Brand, Awakening with Russell, and Football is Nice with over 468,000 subscribers between them.
Football is Nice?
Yeah, I've never seen any of these things. I don't watch Russell Brand's content, so I'm not really familiar with it. But they've taken the step to demonetize him for off-platform behavior. And YouTube responded and said, our creator responsibility guidelines are clear that if a creator's off-platform behavior harms our users, employees, or ecosystem, we may take action to protect our community, including by suspending monetization. While these behaviors are rare, they can cause widespread harm to the YouTube community and potentially damage the trust among creators, users, and advertisers. For the record, they have done this before, once with a very big YouTuber by the name of David Dobrik, who you may have heard of, and another time with a YouTuber by the name of James Charles. And James Charles is a big makeup YouTuber. Yeah. And both those times, they eventually gave the monetization back to those creators.
They did the same for Jake Paul after the Suicide Forest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a couple of times notably where they've done this in the past. James Charles is one of those ones where I am so amazed that this person is still around and not like banned from every platform possible. There's so many stories about this very, very influential makeup influencer on YouTube about him like grooming young boys and like talking to underage people online. And I've seen so much stuff. And they keep like, they demonetize his account and he just waits long enough and comes back and people forget about all this. It's a wild world out there on YouTube. And for right now, Russell Brand isn't monetized in that world. Okay, a handful of dispatches. Let's get to these. Here is Chuckles. He says, funny to me. Let's see if it's funny to us.
You know, it's just so crazy to me that you assume that people understand when you talk. Like, I think
he's talking about the dispatcher.
I think half this show is just more hilarious to see how terrible the dispatches are going to be. Not just because of what they say, but just like the recording in general.
You know, most of them are decent, but you get these ones where it's like, what happened? What phone is this that you're on? Where are you recording this dispatch? Lorene is chiming in about the sunscreen thing.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to touch base about the sunscreen email guy. I think he's referring to when you were discussing the story about how there's an anti-sunscreen movement and how that is ridiculous. And it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they don't really you can get sunscreen now that doesn't have all the crazy chemicals in them. So maybe he is somebody that is for the anti-sunscreen movement.
What a weird thing.
And he thinks that you're dumb because you think sunscreen is good. How dare you, Sean? How dare you?
I'm vested. Big Sunscreen has pulled me into its web and convinced me that maybe we should get little UV ray blockage every now and then.
A web that reeks of coconut just everywhere.
That's so weird. The anti-sunscreen movement is such a strange thing to me. Here's Eskimo Brother talking about the mom who hugged her son on the football field.
What up, News Junkies?
Hey.
Hey, happy Tuesday. It's National butterscotch pudding day.
That's so specific.
Sabrina, Sean, you guys are freaking amazing. And don't let anybody that's throwing shade on y'all make your day messed up. You guys are awesome.
Oh, nice guy.
And Sean, about that picture with the mom and the son, shoot, I used to play football, and my mom gave me a big hug. It would never, ever be like that. It would be more like a bear hug.
Yeah, that's a little strange to see. Sorry for the noise in the background. When we come
inside the studio blowing leaves?
No, they're right at the door there. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
Well, what's coming up on the next episode? Marilyn Manson's lack of a tissue will now have him picking them up off the side of the highway in an orange vest. Katy Perry kissed a girl and liked it, but she sold her soul to Litmus Music and loved it 250 million times over. Plus, NSYNC continues their We're Not Getting Back Together tour by getting together on a TV show. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s across the viewing area. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds, and for some, mainly in the southern portion of the viewing area, rain chance will be at 20% coverage. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and always remember, if you hear that thunder roar, make sure you head indoors. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza. Wawa has pizza, and it's freshly made. Wawa has pizza until 3 a.m. Brought to you by Wawa, who now has pizza starting at 4 p.m. Wawa has pizza. Gotta have a Wawa.
I need your help. I got this. Expendables 4 is definitely rated R. Little violent, perhaps? Jason Statham.
You almost killed me!
Sylvester Stallone.
You're welcome!
Expendables 4 in theaters Friday.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day, and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
With Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5, you get faster speeds with Spectrum Speed Boost. Purchase the new Samsung Galaxy Z through Spectrum and get up to $1,000 off, plus the value of your trade-in device. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com to get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5 today. Visit spectrum.com/policies/mobile-terms for details. Restrictions apply. Spectrum Internet required. Auto pay required.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's. Right now, get the new Klein 3-piece Modbox mobile workstation exclusively at Lowe's for just $319.94. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
Papa John's fans have the craziest things to say about our special garlic sauce. That they want to bathe in it, drink it, some even want to marry it. Come on. Now, inspired by all your love, we created our most epic pizza ever. The new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza has that garlic flavor.
In it, on it, with it.
That's right. This pizza has that Papa John's garlicky goodness hand stuffed into that cheesy crust and then baked all over it. The new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza, available for $13.99, only at Papa John's.
Official pizza of the Orlando Magic.
The Pepperoni Pizza Meatball Sub from Firehouse Subs is back. With Italian meatballs, extra provolone, and crispy pepperoni on a garlic bread roll. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Pepperoni Pizza Meatball Sub, for a limited time at Firehouse Subs. At participating locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers will together donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Ugh, I don't have time for a cold.
Honey.
Honey?
You need DayQuil Severe Honey flavor.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honey-licious taste. Because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe Honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honey-licious. Power through your day, medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This Saturday, join global citizens, artists, world leaders, corporate leaders, and philanthropists for Global Citizen Festival 2023, starring Red Hot Chili Peppers, Miss Lauryn Hill, Jungkook, Anita, and more. Watch live on the Global Citizen app. Listen on Global Citizen Radio with the free iHeartRadio app, and join the global movement ending extreme poverty this Saturday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific.
Enjoy the Twitter experience without the musk. At Real Radio 1041 on Threads. Powered by Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
The next episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. If you miss any of the show, friend, do go over to thenewsjunkie.com and subscribe to the podcast. You can see the iHeartRadio links right there. And when you subscribe, you'll get alerts each day when C-Lane posts the podcast so you can keep up with everything happening in the world of the News Junkie. All right. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
The funny thing about pencils, we do that. Pencils. Like a pencil.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. He is a 9 out of 10. No, dare I say, a 15 out of 10 when it comes to refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, and all that jazz. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you can trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Sorry. Go ahead. Play that.
Yeah, I'm contractually obligated. Wait for it. What were you
For
guys
those of you
saying?
who are new to the show, that little song was when C-Lane was almost the spokesperson for pencils.
Great material in that little song.
The funny thing about
whole
pencils.
industry, he was almost the pencil guy.
I wish that would have gone through.
I know. He almost nailed the whole demo reel that they got from him. I didn't even know that pencils advertises, but I guess they did.
9.
It was 38 years ago, 1985, a U.S. Senate committee heard testimony on the labeling and rating of music with explicit lyrics. It was initiated by Parents Music Resource Center, a.k.a. Party Time, led by Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore.
Yep.
Now, the PMRC had made a list of the most objectionable songs. Do you know what the Filthy 15 include, Sean?
Gotta be
Or
Two
C-Lane.
Live Crew on there.
Okay, so here's the funny thing about
what year?
pencils. It was 1985. I only have about 3 here listed. You might have to do a Google here. Two Live Crew is not in here.
Really? That's surprising because they were one of the big bands that everybody was so outraged by.
It might have been earlier. Now we have Darling Nikki, Prince's song.
Oh, yeah.
We also have Sheena Easton's Sugar Walls. We have Cyndi Lauper's She Bop, which is crazy.
Yeah, which I guess they said was about masturbation, and so that's
that
why it's
makes
like,
sense.
But if you didn't know that fact, you wouldn't think it at all.
Now I want to watch it. I mean, do it. I mean, listen to the song. Also, this song was part of the Filthy 15.
We're not going to take it.
Yep, Twisted Sister. The Senate committee heard testimony from Frank Zappa, John Denver, and Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, who were opposed to music censorship, but Tipper ended up winning. Damn it, Tipper. Is that short for something?
It's a nickname. Her name's Mary Elizabeth.
Where does Tipper come from?
I have no
That sounds
clue.
inappropriate and explicit.
Yeah, there's not a lot of tippers these days. You don't see any other people name that.
That's why they do autograt, John.
Mm-hmm.
MoComedyJam.com. This is a true terror. Halloween Horror Nights is now taking on a different way to get people out of the theme park once Halloween Horror Nights is over, and that is by threatening people with Taylor Swift.
Sounds strange.
It is strange, and I wish it sounded better with the clip that I have. I sent you the video as well, but I tried to enhance as much as possible. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios, they are trying to terrify extra this year, thanks to the addition of Taylor Swift. Somebody was there over the weekend, recorded a message that played over the PA system when the show was closing, and it goes a little something like this. Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood is now closed. Really? The rides are closed, Vegas is closed, nothing is open. There's no reason to stay here any longer.
I hate this audio. Oh, you can hear
There's
it?
no reason to stay here any longer.
But you can't stay here. We only have 7 hours to work ready tomorrow. Place the this.
We only have 7 hours in the park.
You guys are perfect.
It says, hit the bricks, take a hike, gather your belongings and your drunk friends, and go home, or we start playing Taylor Swift at full volume.
I didn't know they did that.
I don't think they ended up playing Taylor Swift, but that would have also been hilarious. So, Halloween Horror Nights goers, be warned. I almost said concert, but that's not really a concert. I still have yet to go. I'm so excited, though, for The Last of Us house. I heard it's absolutely incredible. This is not really Halloween Horror Nights, quite the opposite. We have a hero among us, and she is not on strike, fighting for the opposite of scabs. She is helping out homeless people, and that is Jennifer Gardner.
Oh, yeah?
What does she do?
She was seen giving shoes to a homeless man, and not
Wait,
her
her-
shoes.
Oh, I was going to say, if she was giving her shoes to a homeless man, I don't know if that's going to work out.
Oh, it's even better. She made a paparazzi give his shoes to a homeless man.
Okay.
The paparazzi happened to catch Jennifer in her car at Santa Monica Beach, leaning out of the window and handing a bag of essentials to a homeless man in a wheelchair. Then she gets out of the car, puts socks on his feet, and then tried to give him her shoes, but that didn't fit because she has beautiful little Jennifer Gardner dainty feet. So she asked the guy who was recording her if she could buy his shoes for the guy. Ended up forking over his shoes, plus a blanket, a shirt, and pants. And then the paparazzi guy walked around naked and took pictures of other celebrities. And celebrities We saw the big auction for these strikers. Lena Dunham was going to go to your house and paint a mural an entire afternoon. You could go, to dinner with Adam Scott.
Right.
Or no, he was going to walk your dog. Adam Scott was going to walk your dog.
But there was dinner with somebody else.
It was Bob Odenkirk and David Cross.
This was all to help raise some money for those that are on strike right now, the SAG-AFTRA folk who are into, 2.5 months at this point.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while now.
And now we have great memes because of this auction. Now, as of last night, the high bid to have John Lithgow paint a watercolor portrait of your dog was at $4,450.
That's kind of a cool thing to have.
The high bid on Natasha Lyonne's assistance with the New York Times puzzle was at $6,100.
Do they think that people are not going to actually do this? Like, what if somebody legitimately wins that and they go, all right, let's hang out. I want to do the New York Times crossword puzzle with you.
Is it the day of, or does she get one like that she already has and she knocks it out in 5 minutes?
I want a day of. We'll meet in a coffee shop and we're going to do this together. We're not going to talk about anything else. We're only going to do the crossword puzzle together.
I'm asking zero questions.
Mm-hmm.
So the auction has led to some very funny memes with people making up fake celebrity auctions, and I am absolutely obsessed. Let me read you some of them. Fall asleep on a FaceTime call with Daniel Kaluuya. The Collins from Twilight will turn you into a vampire if you win that auction. Get drunk with the cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia as they belittle and insult you while they stay in full character.
That would be
I would love that.
Chris Pine will tell you what the drama is on Don't Worry, Darling was all about. Remember the spit?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift will watch your funeral from a distance so your friends and family are like, wait, they knew each other? Mindy Kaling will confirm or deny if BJ Novak is the father of her children. Smoko Bowen plays Sonic the Hedgehog with director John Carpenter. And then there was one where, who was it? Jared Leto will ash a cigarette on your face.
Oh, nice.
All that and so much more. Available on fakeauction.com. This is absolutely real. No auction, but Katy Perry is now $250 million richer after selling her catalog.
Man, a lot of people doing this now.
But why? I feel like, do they know the end of the world is coming? Or
I guess they figure, why not get just the guaranteed payday and then just get out of it? And I get that because, like, you get $250 million for selling your catalog. You obviously never, ever, ever have to work again or worry about anything.
But then what does that mean as far as, like, your concerts? Or is it going to screw over the smaller people who want to play it on their pirate radio stations? Pirate radio means no rules. But about cover bands, anything along those lines. Is ASCAP going to charge more now because they have to pay Litmus Music, who bought Katy Perry's catalog for $225 million?
No, I don't know how that works.
The deal covers their 5 albums released through Capitol Records, from One of the Boys through Smile in 2020. In other words, everything that we know and love. Those albums spawned 16 multi-platinum singles, including 7 that have gone #1 on the Hot 100. And continuing their We're Definitely Not Getting Back Together tour, NSYNC is now signed up for Hot Ones, baby.
Oh, really?
Tearing up
all of them?
Tearing up their hearts and their esophagi. Yep, all of them. NSYNC will appear on Hot Ones after the reunion news. On Monday, the First We Feast X account confirmed that all 5 members, Justin, JC, Joey, Chris, and Lance, will be appearing on this week's episode of Hot Ones.
I know for sure Justin's already done it. I don't know about
Hot
the
Ones?
rest of them. Yeah.
I don't know if they did, but I know that they're all funny.
The Justin one was really good.
It might be hard to have that many people together on that show.
They would
because
have to
it's
redo
such
the iconic set.
It's such a one-on-one thing.
Like a round table style, maybe?
Yeah, if you've never seen the show, it's a celebrity interview, and then they eat hot wings that get, like, progressively hotter. And the guy, Sean something, who hosts Hot Ones, is a good interviewer, because being a good interviewer isn't really that hard. All you have to do is do the legwork and try to find out stuff about the people that's interesting. And he does that, and it makes it fun to watch and fun to hear him talk to these people. I just wonder, when you have him and then, like, all the guys from NSYNC, is that going to be weird?
I wonder if they would do one at a time and then, like, cut between the different ones for an entire episode.
Ask them different questions or get them to sing like a little snippet of the song during one of the hottest wings. I would love to do that, mostly because I would just like to understand that experience. I'm not like a spice person whatsoever, but I love a good challenge, especially if they're asking me questions.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's a little bit about me.
They offer them all. They offer them all milk.
Pulling down teeth, man.
Like milk is pretty good for fat, and alcohol is pretty good for getting you know kind of ice or like stopping the spice in your mouth.
But doesn't that create like a bunch of phlegm for you?
Well, oddly enough, the person who rocked the Hot Ones challenge harder than anybody else,
You're taking my thunder right now, aren't you?
Oh, say it at the same time.
Oh no.
Coolio just went through it, ate every little speck of the chicken, and then I think he passed out on the set and tried to sleep it off for a little while because he was hurting real bad.
Who were you going to say, C-Lane?
No, I was saying they offer him milk because milk helps with spicy food. Alton Brown took it a step further, and he wanted a whole glass of half and half on the table because that's what he used to fight off the capsaicin.
Oh God!
This guy right here,
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson will now be serving a whopping 20 hours of community service and pay a fine after he pled no contest to assault charges. I don't remember hearing this story, but it's gross. He blew his nose on a videographer at a concert in 2019. No tissue available? I tried to find a video. I guess the videographer was not recording at the
Have you
time.
ever heard a positive story about Marilyn Manson?
No.
I've
Honestly,
never heard a positive story.
I've talked to people who are in the industry, and it started off as a positive story where it's like, yeah, Maryland's people were asking if we had any weed, and we thought we were gonna go hang out, so we gathered ourselves and brought over the bowl, and then they stopped them at the gate. Was like, took the bowl just for Maryland and stole their weed.
Oh my God,
that's pretty funny.
Never got to see the guy.
Super interesting that you asked this question right now because I have heard a positive story about Marilyn Manson.
Go on.
From Justin Timberlake on Hot Ones.
Okay, yeah, right.
Okay, the two of them hung out.
They ran into each other at a party, and Justin's first solo album had just come out, and Marilyn Manson apparently came up to him and just goes, "It's very nice to meet you. I think your latest album is genius."
Wow. Was that Senorita?
And then he goes, "And if you tell anybody I said that, I'll kill you," or something like that. Because Marilyn Manson didn't want anybody to know that he secretly likes Justin Timberlake's pop music, but he thought the album was really good.
So this videographer, Susan Fountain, was in the stage pit, and that's when Marilyn spat and I quote, big loogie at her before blowing his nose on her hands and arms, depositing, and I quote again, a significant amount of mucus on her.
Oh.
She said it was the most disgusting thing a human being could have done. The Associated Press reported Manson initially pled not guilty, and his lawyers argued that the alleged victim consented to exposing herself to potential contact with sweat, saliva, and phlegm in those close quarters. That's what you sign up for, not to take pictures, but to get a loogie from the artist. But now he's going to serve 20 hours on the boob tube, my friends. We're going to see the 9th season finale of Celebrity Family Feud on ABC, America's Got Talent on NBC, Name That Tune on Fox, and Rock the Bells 2023 on MTV. Follow your dreams. Send me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. I know that he's a celebrity, so he probably isn't going to have to really do anything. But if they had him for the 20 hours of community service, with the little metal stick picking up trash on the side of the highway.
And you look over and it's him. Does he do full makeup?
Yeah. In my vision, he's fully made up like Marilyn Manson on stage, but he's doing very inane community service type things.
Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong. You're thinking of work detail. Rather than community service. I think, remember when we had to do it in high school, or maybe you only had to do it if you were trying to get your Bright Future scholarship, because I don't remember having people sign off on community service for me, but I had a bunch of friends that were like, hey, my dad's got this company that knows this person, and you just spend the day there and help out with a few things. He'll sign off on all your community service.
Yep.
And it's just so,
cheating.
like you said, he's a celebrity, probably not going to have to do much, probably just goes to somewhere,
Goes to visit kids in the hospital and just scares the crap out of them.
Scares the daylights out of them.
Does it see him in like a soup kitchen situation? That would be fantastic. Oh, man, I'd pay
That
for
beautiful
that
chowder.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, there's something new that has been happening to folks who have lost loved ones. And it's very strange. I want to throw it out there to everybody, see if maybe this has happened to you. Didn't happen to me, but it's a new thing that's going down. It's something that you get after your loved one passes that you didn't ever ask for. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's about to get messy around here. Orlando City versus Inter Miami, Sunday, September 24th. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the ramp from I-4 eastbound to State Road 434. The traffic lights are working incorrectly on Alafaya Trail eastbound at Markham Woods Road. You can expect delays on I-4 westbound heading through the city between Fairbanks Avenue and Robinson Street. And there's delays on the off-ramp due to an accident from State Road 408 to Colonial Drive. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains. Ride brighter with high-speed rail to South Florida. Experience premium lounge perks, roomier seats, and onboard meal and drink service with 16 daily departures to South Florida. Adult fares from $79, kids from $39. Book now at GoBrightline.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
Our Fence Outlet salesperson was a wealth of information. Things that weren't addressed by other companies were addressed by Fence Outlet. We're so pleased with our new Fence Outlet fence.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters. Stella Atois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Join the Stella team at the Crooked Spoon in Claremont this Friday, September 22nd from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Atois and chalice. Just snap the QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner, and as always, start with a Stella.
Torres on his left foot shoots. He scores!
Orlando City's on the road this week as the Lions travel to the Big Apple and face New York City Football Club on Wednesday, September 20th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Or join your fellow City fans at the Hammered Lamb for the official City Pub Watch Party presented by Heineken Silver. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 p.m. to catch Kickoff Minus 60 airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long.
Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialists, Florida's #1 repipe expert. And I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate. That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get 0 interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us, Repipe Specialists, at 844-REPIPE-5, or go to repipe.com now.
Hurt on the job? It's your employer's responsibility to keep you safe. If you've been injured on a work site or anywhere on a job, you could have a case. Morgan & Morgan makes starting a claim easy, and it's free. You only pay if you win your case. That's lunch.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Trane experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio 104.1.
Is wild. And I want to know how you would feel if this happened to you, because it absolutely could happen to you. Now, let's say, and I'm going to have to bring us into a very dark version of Fantasyland. So come with me, Sabrina and C-Lane, to a darker place here. Now, again, this is no bad juju on anybody. Well, let's say a loved one of yours has just passed away, right? Fatality. They have died. You're going through all the grief that happens afterwards, and you're also doing all the things you have to do, like dealing with the folks at the funeral home and everything else involved with the loved one dying.
Obviously, B-Dobbs.
Mm-hmm. B-Dobbs is helping us out, bringing us through the process. I want to hear from him on this, actually, because I wonder if he's ever heard of this before. So now, as your loved one has died and you have been going to the funeral home and you have the whole service, the memorial and all that, and you go back home, you notice that you have a piece of mail that has arrived. And you open up this piece of mail and it says, we want you to think about purchasing some jewelry to honor your lost loved one. The jewelry already in front of you shows you what it looks like, a necklace or a ring with your loved one's fingerprint on it. Okay. And it's showing you exactly what it looks like with your loved one's fingerprint on it, and you could buy it, and then they send it to you at the house. And you ask yourself, well, how on earth with this company, and you can look up the company that I'm talking about. It's called Legacy Touch, all right? And that company is sending you this letter, and it's like, here's your mother's fingerprint on a necklace. Here it is on a ring. Would you like to purchase this to honor your mother? And a lot of people are getting these. It turns out there's funeral homes that are selling the fingerprints of the people who die and go through the funeral home to this company, and then the company sends the letter to the person who's lost their mother, their father, whoever.
They've already
has died.
bought the fingerprints?
They bought the fingerprints from the funeral home. So let me back up and try to make this
man.
as simple as possible. So if Sabrina's loved one dies and she goes to the funeral home doesn't really say anything about this, but they take Sabrina's loved one's fingerprints. They sell them to this company, Legacy Touch. Legacy Touch photoshops the fingerprints on jewelry and sends it to you at your house. That's weird, right?
Yeah, and that's not for them to sell.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. They just take your loved one and they fingerprint them and send the information off to people. And then now they have your loved one's fingerprint too. What else are they going to do with that? That's very, very creepy.
And also, who's to say that's their fingerprint? They could do anybody's fingerprint. There's no way to compare the two, right?
No, but they really are using the actual fingerprints of the person. Here's an example from Wesh TV. It says, Mark Archula was shocked and confused to learn his deceased mother's fingerprints were given to an out-of-state jewelry company that then offered to sell him a keepsake using his mother's fingerprints. He says, I feel like my mother was violated. I really do. Jacqueline Katie's devotion to her family community were some of the memories that her son has held on to since her death in January. Weeks after Jackie's funeral, he said he received an email from a company called Legacy Touch. It said I could purchase a pendant with my mother's fingerprint on it. I thought, how? Who gave them my mother's fingerprint? And where did that come from? He said he let it go, but he received more emails about buying a keepsake. I started getting more and more angry about it. I was a bit confused, he said. And then they went over to the funeral home and they said, yeah, this is what we do. We sell the fingerprints of your deceased loved one to a third party.
I'd like to know a couple things. First off, is it buried in some agreement that you sign with a funeral home that you are inadvertently giving them permission to do this? And if so, I wonder if that's done in a legal way, because I'm sure hiding things in contracts like that, there's ways where you would do that and it still would not be legal because it's deceptive practices. Two, if these companies are buying all of the fingerprints that they can't be spending that much money on them if they're not guaranteed any sort of profit.
Sure.
I.e., there's no guarantee that the person's going to go, oh, really? A necklace with my mom's fingerprint? Can't wait. Take all my money. Like, I would assume that there's more people that are mad about this than are gung-ho to get this jewelry or these keepsakes.
I don't know that people necessarily want to be reminded immediately after this, like, oh, hey, by the way, your dead mom, here's her fingerprint. I think most people would probably not want that experience.
It's not like putting your dog's paw print in a Christmas ornament, It's your mom.
Yeah, that would be just as bad if the company that put down your dog had some service where they're like, do you want your puppy's final paw print?
Well, they do. They have that.
Yeah, they do it themselves.
But if they didn't tell you about it and sold the print of the dog, and then somebody's advertising to you like, hey, Fido died and here's his last paw print. Do you want to buy some merch with it on it? That's really, really strange to me. And I think that there must be something in there that they're signing that gives a waiver for this place to utilize the fingerprint and sell these things. Sour Patch Pete says they're trying to profit off of people's sorrows. Yeah, clearly. That's the business model. The business model is who really wants to buy stuff? People who are grieving and who want to do something to forever remember their lost loved one. That's it. That's the business model right there.
I'm going through their FAQs right now. One of them being, do you share fingerprint images with any third parties? As a general rule, we don't share it. We keep it in a secure server between the family, Legacy Touch, any applicable funeral home or crematory services. But then you get you keep reading a little bit and it's like, They may be available to our affiliated technology partners to improve our internal systems of applications, such as, and it's like, yeah, so you do it.
Also,
but you're just dancing around it.
This is a way bigger deal than getting a paw print, because somebody can actually do stuff with your fingerprints, even if you're dead. Like, there could be something that somebody could utilize those for, because it's such an identifier that's unique to your body and to your hands. I just don't like that at all. That is kind of uncomfortable, I think. And they're now getting heat for doing this. So we'll see. If you've had this happen to you, let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Record your dispatch right now. Let's go over to Adam, who wants to join us on the show. Welcome, Adam.
Happy Day, Junkies, podcast listener. A couple days ago, you were talking about people in the room for delivery and how the doctors and nurses just come in and out. They do it all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the doctor, you think he's the rock star, but he's only there for the time he's absolutely necessary.
Right.
Well, with my one and only, nurse comes in, checks my wife's dilation, and she goes, "Oh, baby's coming." And pretty much had hit the button for an all-call nurses swarm, and baby was halfway out before the doctor got there.
My God.
Before we left, I told that nurse thank you, because I know it's really the nurses out there that are delivering the baby, but on paper, it's got to be the doctor. So nurses rock. Wiggle, wiggle,
That's
pop, pop.
so true. The doctors just like swoop in for a second and, all right, baby, okay, off to the next thing. Everybody else, the nurses know when that baby is coming out, like a chef knows when meat is cooked exactly to temp.
Well,
That's a great analogy, Sean.
They use the poker too. They poke it like right through a little bit of the forehead, and they check the temperature, and boom.
No, they do
it's out.
that trick with the thumb, and then you feel the meaty part to see if the baby's medium rare.
And then
or
they sell the thumbprint for you to put on a necklace.
I'm just saying, they look at this and they know, they're like, now is the time. We have 2 minutes left. You know, they know exactly when all of this is going to go down.
And to the credit of that dispatcher, the doctor better be there, because I've had a friend be told to stop pushing for a little bit because the doctor's right around the corner.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So slow the process down here. We've got to wait for the doctor to get on board. That sounds terrible. Okay, let's go to one more here. I'm a PC talking about that mother who hugged her son after the football game. The photo of that and all of its weird strangeness is up on thenewsjunkie.com.
C-Lane, at least get it right. It's geriatric news because it's coming from a geriatric millennial.
I am a geriatric millennial, but I hate the sound of that, so I'm going to ignore. Eskimo Brothers talking about the same thing.
What up, News Junkies?
Oh, wait, we talked about this.
Hey, happy Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday again. Thank you for that. I think we already played that one, though. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got a bunch of stuff on the way, including jury duty, where I'll finally give you that update on the situation in Las Vegas with the kids who stole the car, plus a situation at a gas station that went south as well. There's a lot to get to, and we want to hear from you. So go to thenewsjunkie.com and join us on the show today. That is all coming up next on The News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
The traffic lights are working incorrectly on Alafaya Trail eastbound at Markham Woods Road. Travel with caution. There's an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 eastbound to State Road 434. Expect delays. Heading through the city, you can expect delays westbound on I-4 between Fairbanks Avenue and Robinson Street. Construction continues on State Road 426 eastbound and westbound at Chadford Circle. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Nations Trucks has earned their reputation as Central Florida's most trusted used truck dealer. So take your pick from the largest selection of the highest quality, lowest price pre-owned trucks in all of Florida. Talking Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, Nations Trucks has got them all. Work trucks, lifted trucks, diesels, and 4x4s. And with approved credit, you make no payments until next year. So what are you waiting for? It's time to visit nationstrucks.com or just go over there and see them in person in Sanford, 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Murray Boulevard, and let them know C-Lane from the News Junkies sent you.
Coming to Hulu this Friday and Saturday.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The biggest superstars from all genres of music on one stage.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Stream it live only on Hulu.
You will not want to miss.
This Friday and Saturday, starting at 10 p.m.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Sunset Walk presents the Best of Challenge Sandwich Edition, Saturday, September 30th at the Promenade. Join me and the cast of Real Radio 104.1's Jim Colbert Show as we host the Best of Challenge. 10 venues competing to be crowned the best sandwich of Sunset Walk. Participants include Euphoria Fish House, The Wharf, and Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza and Wings. VIP tasting tickets on sale now at sunsetwalk.com. As always, spectators and parking are free. Plus, DJ Rick Jeezy, the band Switch, street performers, street market, and car show. It's the Best of Challenge Sandwich Edition, Saturday, September 30th at Sunset Walk.
Did you know that the Hartford sells small business insurance? Now you do. For over 30 years, they have been helping to protect small businesses just like yours. To learn more, find an independent agent, or get a quote, visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness. That's thehartford.com/smallbusiness. The Hartford is the Hartford Financial Services Group, Inc. and its property and casualty subsidiaries, including issuing company Hartford Fire Insurance Company. Its headquarters is in Hartford, Connecticut.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. With over 2 million phone calls last year alone, more people in more cities across America want more Morgan & Morgan. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, you're also hiring a family business. And after 35 years, we now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Looking to take your next event to the next level? Party Time Rentals in Apopka serves all Central Florida.
From birthdays to weddings, corporate events to family reunions, Party Time Rentals in Apopka has everything you need to make your event unforgettable.
Our wide selection will make your party planning a breeze.
Our friendly staff is ready to help, ensuring your event goes off without a hitch.
Party Time Rentals in Apopka. Visit us today in Apopka or online at partytimeapopka.com.
I need your help. I got this. Expendables 4 is definitely rated R.
Little violent, perhaps?
Jason Statham.
You almost killed me!
Sylvester Stallone.
You're welcome!
Expendables 4 in theaters Friday.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 25% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
I've perfected my buy one, get one game putting in reps at the outlet mall. Now I'm ready for McDonald's buy one, get one for $2 deal. I can pick up Big Mac with 2 all-beef patties and Big Mac sauce, or 100% fresh beef quarter pounder with cheese, or a juicy 10-piece chicken McNuggets made with all white meat chicken, or a filet of fish with crispy fish and melty American cheese. When I buy one, I get one for just $2. I'm finally ready to go BOGO Pro. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida,
Someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hi, everyone. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Man, in just one visit, Life Imaging FLA has shown its worth to me. And at 55 years old, I just cannot shrug off lingering aches or unexplainable pain anymore. With known kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, I don't ignore those now. The instant I had the opportunity to visit Life Imaging FLA for their free heart scan, I didn't pause for a second. And what do we find? Cyst on my kidneys and a mildly enlarged prostate. I took that scan info directly to my primary care doctor, and we started building my plan immediately. You feel empowered and even better, more in tune with your body so you can get the most out of life. No dyes, you don't take off your clothes, and it only takes minutes. Don't wait. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now for your free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Guys, make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Terrible, lazy journalists who really phone it in with takes they don't even agree with, and just they take and poison the well of social media outlets every single day. There is one journalist who rises above the rest and actually does some real journalisming. And that is this lady. This is incredible. This is a woman from ABC, but like ABC in Australia, so Australian Broadcasting Channel.
Down under.
Her name is Kirsten Drysdale. And Celine, this is important for you because it's not too late to make a change here, okay? You yourself are on baby watch right now.
Right.
It's getting very, very close.
Wait, what do you mean make a change?
Well, no. Stick with me,
not
bud.
In this state.
Hold on and stick with me here. Because this woman was doing an investigation, and she just happened to be pregnant at the same time. And they wanted to see how ridiculous you could get with the name of your child before it got flagged by anybody. And so the New South Wales Registry of Births, Deaths, and Marriages is the place they have to get these things like approved through. And she was willing to put up her own baby's name as part of the report that she was doing, the investigative report. And so her beautiful baby was born, and her son's legal name is, I'm bringing it up right here. This is his name on the birth certificate in front of me. And as you can see, his name is Methamphetamine Rules Drysdale. That is what she named her child. See, Lane, it's not too late
to grab that clip of audio saying meth rules.
You could have Methamphetamine Rules Lane, and your lovely child will be able to take on this world with a very strong, powerful name. And as she was doing this, she put it all on the line. Now, the weirdest thing ever is, of course, she's going to change this kid's name back. I hope at least. But for right now, her son's name is Methamphetamine Rules. That's his actual name right now. And she's going to have to file the paperwork to change it back to something a little more normal than that.
And then have that conversation when he's old enough to get made fun of for being first called methamphetamine.
By the way, when you were born, your name was not what your name is now. What was it, Mom? Your name was Methamphetamine Rules.
Is that why you guys call me Methy sometimes?
It says, well, he can go by Fet.
It says, while researching for the story, which will air Wednesday at 9 p.m., a then heavily pregnant Drysdale was trying to decipher what a registered default names a child if the parent's first submission is rejected. She wasn't getting a clear answer from the government body's media team. As she was about to give birth, she decided it was a perfect timing to take matters into her own hands. She said, what's the most outrageous name we can think of that will definitely not be accepted? So what she was investigating...
I guess they didn't think outrageous enough.
I guess what she was investigating was, if you try to name your child something that's deemed too offensive by the government, they will just give your child a default name. They'll give your child like whatever name as a placeholder.
I wonder what the default names are, though.
That's exactly what she was trying to figure out. She thought if I name my child on the birth certificate Methamphetamine Rules, they're obviously not going to accept that name.
And now your name is Kangaroo.
And then I'll figure out what the default name is that they give to children where this happened. And she said she was horrified when her initial online submission listing her son's name was approved very quickly.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
I can't believe that they were totally fine with that. And then I'm on my my ESPN fantasy football app trying to come up with a creative name. They accepted nothing.
Oh, really? They're strict about that now?
Or that includes an inappropriate word. And I tried to dance around. You know, my big one was Minnesota Vikings for many years.
They won't let you do that?
Well, let me do it. Then I tried to do the Miami Muffins, MUFF. Nothing.
That's how you spell muffin.
Right. And they said it was inappropriate. But they did accept the Miami Fister Sisters without a problem. And I want to change it because I don't think it's being interpreted properly.
Right, yeah, that's a little strange, but it's weird that wouldn't trip things up.
Right.
Very weird also that Methamphetamine Rules wouldn't trip things up.
I'm going to
try
try that as my fantasy name.
Yeah, give that a shot.
But no, for her to be complaining now, she took the gamble. You almost could say she effed around and found out. Mm-hmm. Even though I feel like that's being used a hell of a lot more than it should be lately.
True.
And she filled out the form. They approved the form, and then she is shocked and horrified that they approved the form. How dare they?
She was playing games with her kids' names, and she ended up with this. And now Methamphetamine, Little Beautiful Methamphetamine Rules, has to wait a little while to get his name changed to something more normal. Is this name out of the question for the baby Lane that's on the way, C-Lane?
Yeah.
I know you guys haven't really, you haven't made public of what the name is going to be, right?
No, I have not. I mean, there's a handful of people that know.
But
it's a good, strong name.
I've tried to ask a couple times, and I feel like you want me to be surprised, or at least the radio
audience.
Have you
asked me off the air?
I did in the talk back. I think I asked, is that your kid's name?
No.
And it was something ridiculous. But is it a unique name?
It's Duke Nukem Lane. That's Duke Nukem Lane.
So
is
Sean knows?
I don't know.
That's what they
Sean
landed
knows.
on.
Sean, do you know?
Did Beaver tell you again?
I don't know if Beaver knows.
I don't remember offhand. I think I might have heard it at some point in time. I don't know.
You guys are all going to the thing, right?
Yeah. I RSVP'd.
Yeah.
The seance?
Seance?
No,
It's
the
a joke
baby
scene.
shower. Yeah. So
it's going to be a golden shower.
Oh, the phrasing.
Methamphetamine rules.
We're going to go to your dispatches in a moment. Those are coming in over at thenewsjunkie.com. How's this for an absolute badass? There's a person in California, and they were 61-year-old person.
Yeah.
And they said it was a seriously cinematic act of self-defense. Somebody busted into this guy's house. It was 33-year-old Andrew Kenneth Dixon that busted into this house and attacked the 61-year-old homeowner. The homeowner stepped outside after the power had gone out to look around. Some sort of argument and physical altercation ensued, and the 33-year-old Andrew Kenneth Dixon stabbed the homeowner in the back with a knife. Now, here's what the homeowner does. The homeowner reportedly pulled the knife out of his own back and stabbed Dixon with it in the torso.
Okay.
And then used the knife to subdue him until the authorities arrived. So this crazy-ass, badass 61-year-old pulls the knife out of his own back and just starts stabbing the other person with it to keep them until the police arrived on the scene.
That just means that the initial stabber is not a great stabber, because if you're backstabbing somebody, you typically want to get it somewhere where they can't pull it out.
Yeah, you get that into the handle.
Number one backstabbing rules.
There's backstabbing rules?
Yeah.
Like a little book for this or something?
First rule, number one rule, and this is really important, make sure it's their back. Because if you did it in front, it's not a backstabbing.
No, it doesn't count if you do it in the front. But you got to push that knife in there a little harder than this guy did, because he got stabbed back with his own knife. Here is Guitar Slinger joining us. It says, baby in a roast.
So let me get this straight. I just tuned in. Sean, you're comparing a baby to a roast?
Not necessarily.
Coming out of the oven. Okay.
Listen.
What are you going to name the kid? GE? Hot Point? Whirlpool? Come on.
Yeah, none of those. None of those, probably. I was comparing it to like a steak, and a chef is the person who can go over that steak and know without cutting the steak just how perfectly cooked it is.
Yeah, chef.
And the nurses in the delivery rooms, they can just like look over, see the dilation, see how the mom's doing, look at all the little equipment that's beeping and bopping around over there. And then from that, they go, you're about to have the baby right now. That's how specific they can get with this
Also,
stuff.
how long have we been comparing the process of having a baby to food? The bun in the oven. Ashley's been saying this thing is cooked for a while.
Right. Yeah. And now you're in, would they consider this the home stretch where we're at right now?
Ashley would hope so.
Right. You got
he looks
1
so
month.
Great.
1 month, the baby's just going to miss Halloween, which is unfortunate because baby's first Halloween could sneak out early. That's true. I remember Dylan's first Halloween. He was, I guess it would have been his second Halloween because he was just like an infant for his first Halloween. And we made him when he was, it was his first one because he was a little infant when we dressed him up in his first costume. And we made him a pea pod. And it was a costume where like the baby's head is one of the pea pods. And then there's like two more down their body. And that kid hated that thing. Oh, my God. He was so pissed off to be put in a costume, did not want to be in that thing, and protested quite a bit. There is an investigation underway, and this is because a 14-year-old girl was on a flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Boston, and they said that she found a camera that was in the bathroom of the plane. And it was really, really weird how all this worked out. This is from the Associated Press. It says the family of a 14-year-old girl who allegedly discovered an iPhone taped to the back of a toilet seat.
Wow.
On a recent flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Boston, said they believe she was targeted by a member of the crew. Now, help me figure this out. So the iPhone is taped to the back of the toilet seat. How... So did they put a hole in the toilet seat and then the iPhone is filming through the hole in the seat?
It's that, or she shuts the lid and you may have that moment where you're still putting your pants up or something.
Maybe they're just trying to get a butt shot before she sits down.
Yeah, but how would you not see the iPhone if it was right there on the toilet seat? Yeah, she did. She immediately saw the iPhone, but they didn't think she was, I don't think. It says during the flight, the girl was told by a male member of the cruise to use the first-class bathroom. Oh, they set her up.
Wow.
A 14-year-old, too.
Nasty.
The crew member entered just before the 14-year-old, told her the seat was broken, but not to worry about it, and then re-entered the bathroom after she left, her family said in a written statement. After using the toilet, the girl realized that a largely obscured iPhone had been affixed to the back of the toilet seat, apparently to record her. She took a picture of this with her own phone before leaving the bathroom. Thank God.
But
always do that.
What is it? Just constantly recording, or this guy was on FaceTime?
I think the guy goes to this girl, hey, use the first class bathroom. And then they go walk together and he goes, hang on, let me fix something real quick because the toilet seat's broken, but don't worry about it. And that's when he put the camera there because the creeper wanted to see the 14-year-old go into the bathroom.
And this is when he got caught. You think
he's done it before?
Absolutely has done 100%. It before.
Yeah, go through this dude's phone because this guy has 100% done this before. This is not something you just do on a whim.
You can tell by the toilet seat phone mount.
Right. This guy is skilled in this. He's done this before, and you got to look on that phone to see who else was victimized by him.
I'd like to think that if, obviously this is like hindsight 2020. If I had seen something like this, I would like to think that I would take a picture of it, but then also steal the phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
going to steal the phone.
Well, then again, maybe you have stuff in there you don't want to see.
Yeah, but it's not my. We know it's not my phone.
But you're saying more to take the phone so that the other person can't get it back and hide it, or
yes.
delete something because they'll do anything to go, what are you talking about? There's a camera on the back of the toilet seat. This girl's crazy. It's a 14-year-old girl. She's neurotic. She's nuts. She didn't see anything that she's saying she saw. And then all of a sudden, people start questioning this girl's story. But she was smart enough, and that is pretty damn smart, to take a picture of what you just saw at the very least, or like Sealand's saying, and I think it's a good thing for you to do, take the phone, take the camera, take whatever it is, so you have proof of what these people are doing. They need to be called out. So many people who try to do this stuff where they record people and they don't know it, whether it's Airbnb stuff or somebody's put a camera in a bathroom at a rest stop, or every single one of them has to be called out so that they're incredibly scared to try to do this to victimize the next person.
They should
She's
be
14.
in jail. They should be in jail.
Well, they were arrested. Yeah, they were arrested, and they said the FBI is investigating this. Law enforcement officers met the plane at the gate after it landed, and American Airlines is working seriously on this matter with local law enforcement. Excuse me. Quick break. When we come back, you are up next. I swear to you. Plus jury duty. And the Vegas teens. What's going to happen to them? The ones who ran into this poor guy, retired police officer on a bike, and killed him as they were like, get his ass, and screaming and having fun in a stolen car. Well, we got a new update on that, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday, Alexa will know everything. Alexa, how do I get rid of a deadbeat roommate?
Try poisoning them.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Huey Magoo's Chicken Tenders.
After an 0-2 start, Sean Payton's already calling out Russell Wilson and the Broncos offense. Whether it's penalties, personnel issues, or sloppy play, Sean's clearly fed up. He knows what it takes to win. He took over a laughingstock Saints franchise, turned them into a playoff team in year one. This is why he has high expectations. The honeymoon's officially over in Denver. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Love chicken tenders? Well, you are in luck because Huey Magoo's is right here in your neighborhood. And with grilled, hand-breaded, and sauce tenders, Huey Magoo's has something for every chicken tender fan. Visit HueyMagoos.com to find a store near you.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code free month to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
GimmeTheVin.com has made it fast. We've made it easy, and we're the only 5-star BBB-rated car dealer out there.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
It's
hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple of years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye, Neti Pot. Hello, Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Real Radio on X. Wait, is that right? Doesn't sound right. Whatever. Find us at Real Radio on X or, Real Twitter. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Jury duty in just a moment with some updates on stories we've been following. I just saw a wild video, man. And it's one of those ones where you see it and you're like, I cannot believe this is something that actually happened. I can't show it to you, unfortunately, for about 1 billion reasons. But you'll see it making the rounds. You'll probably hear people talking about it over the next day or so. There's some school in Brazil. Santo Amaro University is the name of the school. And there was a women's volleyball game going on. And so, the ladies are all playing volleyball on the courts, indoor volleyball. And they're playing, and they're in the middle of the game. And the men's team comes running out, all together, a big horde of the men's team at this Brazilian university. And all of the men's team players, or I would say at least a bunch of the men's team players, had no pants on or their pants way down, and they were openly like to the women who were playing volleyball.
Per tradition?
Right, running by them. So they're like running into the room
And masturbating.
And masturbating. And
send this video over, please.
As they're moving, hang on, I'll send this to you.
I don't understand. Like,
Yeah, I mean-
people are watching.
I'll send this to both of you. Yeah, there's people filming and watching. And when you
And
watch it at
laughing?
first, you're like, hey, what the hell is going on here? And then you see, oh my God, I do see what they're doing. Hang on, I'll send it to both of you.
That's
and you can
weird.
That way you'll know what I'm talking about. But this just happened, I guess, at this school. And they said it's a medical school in Brazil. Let me bring up the story because the Daily
it was
Mail.
a class project. Got it.
Yeah, right. It says male members of the Santo Amaro University futsal team stormed a volleyball court and exposed their genitals after their school's women's team won a match. That's what this article from the Daily Mail says. And you guys
What
can see
the hell?
like you see them straight up doing it, right? Like it's not like, oh, maybe no, they're
Some
like
of them
straight
are
up
doing it, and then some of them are running and just have like half their pants down.
Yeah, some of them are just flashing the volleyball players, but some of them are openly actually pleasuring themselves on the court as they run to the women who are playing volleyball.
When you say actively pleasuring themselves, mine's still loading.
There's one guy who's like straight up.
But do you think they're getting pleasure? Like
it looks like emotion, man.
See, like when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It says the naked men rushed the court all at once and paraded around the gym as they touched themselves, much to the dismay of the volleyball players and the fans who remained in the stands. The incident, confirmed by the university, took place in April, but the footage was just made public this week, they say. Santa Amaro University announced that it expelled 6 students as of Monday. Their names have not been released. This is an institution with more than 55 years of history. They vehemently repudiate this type of behavior, completely antagonistic to its history and values.
This was a college, right?
Yeah, this was a medical college in Brazil. And they said the police, the actual police in Sao Paulo, have opened an investigation into the incident, which could potentially be 3 months to a year in prison for the guys who were involved in this. So an actual
great
charge
prank, bros.
will come up. I don't know what propelled them to do that, other than it says that the women's team had just won. But my God, that is...
There's a lot of these dudes.
Right. There's a whole bunch of them. They all come in at the same time. And there aren't many guys who are not participating in this. I can't put that up on See It Now, but you could probably find it based on some of the things that I just said during this year's segment. Okay, with that said, it's time to do it, friends. Here we go. Let's do jury duty. Oh, hang on. I got it right here.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. Love our friend Moses DeWitt, and after an accident, you have lots of options of attorneys that you can approach. There's people with billboards everywhere, commercials everywhere, but there's one person that I know is going to hear your story and treat you like a person, treat you like a human being. Imagine that is something that you have to look out for. But that's what they do over at the DeWitt Law Firm. So 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. Big Doug Millionaire says, I don't know, I can only find a blurry video. Well, there's a non-blurry video too. And I mean,
Reddit.
Yeah, there's one on Reddit on the public freakout subreddit. You'll see that there, and that one's uncensored. But just beware, if you're at work right now, don't blame me if you get in trouble, okay?
Uh-oh.
What?
What happened? Because I'm at work.
We're at work.
Oh, you're in trouble. You're the only one who gets a pass on this kind of stuff at work. Let's go to these updates I was telling you about some of the things we've been discussing on the show, including these Las Vegas teenagers that everybody collectively raged at yesterday, rightly so, I believe, who were filming themselves and laughing as they crashed into cars in their stolen vehicle and then crashed into a guy on a bicycle. And Las Vegas prosecutors are now saying they're pushing to have the 17-year-old driver who killed a retired police chief who was cycling on a road charged as an adult. So they are pushing to have him charged as an adult in this case.
Good.
Which is good. And again, we need to make an example out of these kids. And it's not just the driver. Everybody in that car. The person filming, everybody who didn't say anything, everybody who is willingly sitting inside that stolen vehicle is connected to this death. They are responsible, all of them in some manner. As if prosecutors with the Clark County District Attorney's Office are looking to have the teen allegedly behind the wheel at the time charged as an adult. I'm confident that justice will be served in this matter once this investigation is complete and appropriate charges have been filed. They first took him to the juvenile detention center, but that may change. He's charged with open murder. What the hell is open murder? I haven't heard that before. Like, obviously you heard, first-degree murder, second-degree murder, manslaughter, these things. But open murder.
Oftentimes you find yourself committing a closed murder, but this one is a little more.
Sometimes a semi-open
open
murder.
to the public.
So it says back in 95. Oh, never mind. I just started reading the first blurb on Google, and it seems to be a blog of some sort.
Okay, we'll see if we can find this. I just haven't heard of that charge.
Open murder means the prosecutors are leaving it up to the jury to decide whether to charge him with first or second degree murder or charge second-degree murder as a secondary included crime with first-degree murder.
Interesting. I've never heard of somebody doing that before. So you don't have to decide first-degree or second-degree murder and then worry about overcharging if you go with first-degree murder.
It's up to the jury, which is a lot of pressure.
Well, I mean, it sounds kind of like the story we just had where some guy who really wanted to kill a cop had talked about it before, ended up killing a cop. And somehow his defense team or him testifying somehow got him down to the jury deciding on manslaughter. So maybe he was charged with some sort of open charge where they're like, we're not going to, dial it down to a specific degree. We're going to let the jury decide.
Yeah, I like that better, honestly, than if, like, in some cases that you've seen fall apart publicly, like Casey Anthony, for example, you go after the biggest charge so the public is satisfied. They're like, yeah, first-degree murder. We got the big charge against them. Well, that's one thing to charge somebody. It's another thing to get a conviction on the charge. And if your case isn't strong enough, you're better to go, even if people react in an angry way to it and they think it's not enough, you're better to go with second-degree murder. But if you do the open thing, you could get either one of them, depending on what the jury thinks about the evidence presented. So that's kind of interesting that they do it that way. Meanwhile, more of these teenagers acting out. This poor girl. I saw this woman, this female gas station employee, and she's in Washington State. And they said that she was involved in this robbery, or they robbed the store that she was at. And Lee Johnson was attacked by 6 different suspects, some thought to be just teenagers, while working at a market in September 15th. And there's footage of these guys. They go in, and one of them, their job was just to beat up on this poor woman. They were just punching her. And as the other one stole all kinds of stuff from the store.
Damn.
And then they drove away in a what?
In a scooter.
They drove away in a stolen...
Oh, the Kia.
Yep, stolen Kia is what they used to drive away from this place. And there's more and more of this stuff. This poor woman at the center of this, just trying to go to work, for God's sake. If you talk to, trust me on this, anybody who works, especially if they work overnight shift, at like a 7-Eleven, a convenience store of any type, almost to a person, every one of those people has some story about somebody who went in and tried to rob the place or did rob the place, or did something else really, really weird.
But usually not like armed robbery. We're talking like some guy that pocketed something or did a beer run or something like that, right?
Well, the 7-Eleven around the corner, and I went in there one night, they were like, yeah, somebody tried to rob the place with a gun.
Oh, yeah. There's 7-Elevens that just come with the bulletproof glass and gate around because of how many times it's been robbed.
It seems like they're targeted more often than other places.
Sean's crap neighborhood needed that.
That guy's so nice.
Yeah, my neighborhood's nice. It's a great neighborhood, but there, I guess, was just somebody who went into randomly that 7-Eleven and stuck the place up, as they say. Okay, we're going to take
This is a stock up.
We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we'll get into more of your comments. And a coach is in big trouble. It's all about some photographs that the coach had. What did this coach do? We're going to find out together. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
3 general managers, 5 midday shows, and 1 corporate bankruptcy. Restructuring. Celebrating 30 years of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for keeping the dream alive over 3 decades.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Lee Road heading eastbound at Edgewater Drive. Heading through the city, you can expect delays eastbound and westbound on I-4 between Fairbanks Avenue and Robinson Street. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. Construction continues on State Road 426, both eastbound and westbound at Chadford Circle. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Barbecue, bacon, beer, and bourbon all meet at one event. No, you didn't die and go to heaven. Pitmasters and Pourers comes to Mount Dora and not only combines these 4 staples of life, but will also have music featuring DJ Angela Boom from the Monsters and live performances from Cat Ridgway, Sean Holcomb, Bailey Callahan, and more. It all starts at 3 p.m. Saturday, September 23rd at Elizabeth Evans Park in beautiful Mount Dora. Pitmasters and Pourers, when the ultimate barbecue meets bacon, beer, and smooth bourbon. Presented by Yingling, the City of Mount Dora. Visit Lake County and Real Radio 104.1. Get tickets now at cityofmountdora.com.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Did you suffer through 2022 with a terrible bathroom? You wanted to make that call to Rebath in Mid-Florida. You just couldn't do it. Well, make 2023 the year that you finally need to pick up that phone and let these guys show you what they can do. And what they can do is amazing. Take a bathroom that you hate, it's old, it's out of date, doesn't look great, doesn't really complement your home, and turn that into a magical spa-like environment that you begin or end every day in, and it makes you super happy. Here's the great thing. They do this with their employees. They do it in just 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are simply amazing. Natural stone, travertine, and marble, all those beautiful colors. But it's the quality of the products that you've got to feel when you go to the showroom. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, feel that quality, picture that in your house. That can happen. They're exceptionally good at it. Let them design a bathroom that you are going to love using their products, your ideas, their ideas. And next thing you know, their craftsmen will have it installed and you will love it. 2023 is the year that you get a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath, midfla.com.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
The Home Depot and Behr have what you need when you need it, delivered straight to your job site and at an everyday low price. We're now delivering top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers directly to you same day or next day. Plus, pros earn discounts with Pro Extra Paint rewards. Contact a Behr Pro Paint specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Mills Air is looking for experienced service techs. Nate certified is a plus, but not required. We have been in business for over 30 years right here in Central Florida. Great pay and benefits. Sign-on bonus depending on experience. Apply at millsair.com.
It's time, Orlando. Mark your calendars. You are invited to the 2023 United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce National Conference. The future is now. Elevating Latino business for tomorrow, September 24th through 26th at the Lowe's Sapphire Falls Resort. Join the largest gathering of Hispanic business leaders in America, bringing together thousands of entrepreneurs, corporate executives, and government leaders from around the country. Meet one-on-one with corporate buyers and federal agencies. Make corporate contacts and secure leads to grow your business. Register now at ushccconference.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Join Ryan Holmes from Monsters in the Morning, Friday, September 29th in Mount Dora for a night of comedy featuring the man of 1,000 voices, Michael Winslow, and Jimmy J.J. Walker of Good Times. 8 p.m. at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Tickets are available at mountdoramusichall.com. Sponsored by Visit Lake and the City of Mount Dora. Friday, September 29th, 8 p.m. It's a night of comedy at the Mount Dora Music Hall with Michael Winslow and Jimmy J.J. Walker. For tickets and info, go to mountdoramusichall.com.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Radio. 104.1.
Their best.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you, no matter where you're listening to the show. We love you. Thanks for being there today. And if you miss any of the show, go get the podcast. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com to record yours. Those are stacking up, and we'll get to them in just a moment. I don't know if you've seen people talking about this this is the most ridiculous-looking movie that I've seen in a long time, certainly since Butt Boy. And there's a movie that's coming out. I don't know, maybe it's already out in some places.
What do you mean ridiculous? I thought Butt Boy was this big masterpiece.
Yeah,
Butt Boy is a masterpiece. It's an actual good movie. If either one of you watched it,
that's for sure.
It's a good movie. It's a creative movie, and I absolutely love it. Give it 2 thumbs up. This one I don't know though, because I'm surprised there was a whole team of people that approved this. There was like a budget. They had executives involved. They made a movie with a killer sloth.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
I meant to bring that up a couple weeks ago.
Slaughterhouse or something?
Yeah.
I keep seeing people posting on social media like little clips from this.
There's a trailer.
Yeah, there's a trailer of the movie, and the sloth is like murdering everything, I guess, and it's a riff on the slaughterhouse kind of stuff. And it just is the most ridiculous looking thing I've seen in a while.
I'm in. It's our new Sharknado.
Of course, it's supposed to be that way. Right, they're obviously making fun of themselves. But this, you'll see people probably talking about that and posting clips of this sloth horror movie, Slaughterhouse, making the rounds. I want to talk about something really quick and ask everybody what you think is the best idea here. So during Monday Night Football last night, we started off with that clip of Nick Chubb being injured, and my God, was that bad.
Knees are not supposed to go that way.
No, his leg went the total opposite direction it should have. The poor guy knew immediately that something was wrong, and he busted up a lot of stuff in that knee of his, and I feel bad for him. But what do you think about the decision by ESPN in the moment to not show the replay? Do you think that's how they should handle that stuff and not kind of, I don't know, highlight the grotesque injuries that these players end up getting?
I just think for the instant replay of it, you don't know, what kids are watching. Mm-hmm. It was very graphic, so I can understand in that moment. But we've also seen way more intense, not to put aside what happened to Chubb, it's just like we've seen really crazy injuries that were replayed. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's the pushback they've gotten in the past. They decided not to do it.
I would say the default, and correct me if you think this is wrong, I think the default is to show the replay, even if there's a bad injury.
I think because it happens so fast.
Yeah,
obviously somebody chimed in on the ESPN side and not on the Jumbotron side.
Yeah, because the Jumbotron showed it and all the fans were like, oh, God, like they were horrified by the replay that they were showing. But should they show that stuff? I mean, it is part of the action. It's the reality of the game. You wouldn't have any scenario, I don't think, where you're watching a NASCAR race and a big accident happens and all the cars are spinning around and they're like, pull away, don't show the footage of the multi-vehicle crash that's happening out here on the racetrack. You would show it because that's what's happening. It's the reality of the actual game. I guess there would be a line somewhere as if ESPN comes back in some fictional world and they just keep looping the video over and over and you're like, here's his leg breaking 1,000,000 times.
Or I'm cringing before I even say this because, like if a bone snapped out, like it was visible.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I've seen this. Like in basketball games, a player gets injured, they go down, and they're all bloody. They'll show that replay over and over and over again. But ESPN did not. They did not show that replay. And Abraham Dragonfriend says, did they replay Alex Smith's injury? I don't know, but this one they didn't. I know for sure that or at least they're saying that they didn't.
Can we put it on See It Now so we can replay it over and over again?
It is on See It Now. Tony says the graphic stuff is the best. I think it's not like for any kind of sexiness factor. I think it's just like this is the reality of the game that we are watching. It just like if there was a boxing match or a UFC match, and afterwards one of the fighters was really visibly injured and their eyes are all swollen shut, and you go, oh, that's grotesque, don't show that.
Yeah, but I think maybe it's more acceptable for football to be something that the whole family watches rather than like a UFC thing. First of all, you don't want to show your small children people just pummeling each other with punches and kicks. And if you do, don't be, be ready for the child to be a little bit traumatized when it sees a face covered in blood.
Yeah, and there's 20, 24, 26 million people watching these games. Monday Night Football, maybe even bigger. That's a huge audience. A lot of kids are watching this. Christina on Twitch says, but why does anybody need to see it? We can't be tactful or respectful. He got wrecked. That should be enough. I think that sports fans just want to see it at least once.
I think everyone does. It's not like there's no way to explain it. There's because when you put it out like need to see it or want to see it, it sounds bad. But there's something that in the human psyche, or at least the majority, that's like you do want to see it. And then you regret seeing it, but it's like an itch that needs to be scratched for some reason.
Right. It fills in the total picture.
Like
because
when you hear someone dies, you ask immediately, how did it happen?
How did they die? Right. And not that you're, entitled to the answer to that question, but yeah.
Oftentimes you're not.
Yeah. And we always want to know these things. And in the case of like these football players, if you were just watching the regular broadcast, I don't know if you guys remember at the beginning when we played that, it didn't look like too much happened. In fact, I think Sabrina said, like, I don't even know where he got injured there. It just looked like the guy got tackled. But they have cameras galore and angles galore at ESPN. And so very quickly, they give me the replay of that. And they saw that there was a horrific injury to this guy's knee.
And you always think about, like, this probably wouldn't even hold a candle to, and you saw it in replay, and you saw the video of that hockey player who got the damn skate to the throat.
Oh, my God, yeah. There's horrific injuries that they show, but they decided not to last night. And I don't know if that's something that we'll see more of.
Amazon Prime would have done it.
Granted, all the footage still got out.
Yeah.
We've seen it ourselves.
Well, I mean, and this could be, chalk it up to somebody who was in the chain of command said, no, let's not play it. And at the end of the day, like, today somebody that's higher than them might go, hey, I saw the footage and nice job on that. We probably shouldn't have showed that. Or they might have been like, hey, everybody pretty much wanted to see that, and you're being a little too...
sensitive about it.
Yeah, you're too much of a little bitch about this, so maybe we should think about who makes those calls next time around.
This says, on Monday Night Football in Week 2, ESPN and ABC aired a doubleheader with one game featuring the Saints and the Panthers and another seeing the Browns and the Steelers. Unfortunately, what will be most remembered from, the evening's doubleheader is a horrible injury to star Browns running back Nick Chubb. In the second quarter, Chubb received a carry inside the 10-yard line looking to score. He was tackled high and low and hit by the Steelers safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick, who appeared to give Chubb a serious leg injury. Viewers truly found out how serious it was when Joe Buck shared that ABC would not be showing the replay of the hit. In the background, a replay was shown on the Jumbotron in Pittsburgh as an immense groan from the crowd was audible on the broadcast. And yeah, we did hear that early on, but so many of these situations, it's been like, run the footage and loop it and just show everybody how this guy's leg just bent in that weird, uncomfortable way that when we see it, it hurts us like in our core.
I mean,
watch it.
I didn't see the actual footage of Aaron Rodgers, but Abraham Dragonfriend on Twitch said that they replayed that a lot.
Did they? I don't think his was nearly as graphic, though. I think his was like, it was more internal, whatever was happening. It's when those appendages, arms, legs, whatever.
Snap.
Yeah, when they just bend off in a way that it's not supposed to, and you look at it and you go, oh, I can feel the pain through the television right now. But I don't know what they're going to continue to do this, or I don't know if they're going to continue to do this, or if we'll see them show more of the injuries. But they decided last night not to show that replay because it was too grotesque, they said. Let's go over to a couple of dispatches and catch up with you. Here is Not Your Average Joe talking about the replay.
What's up, guys? Happy today.
You too.
Sean, on that replay stuff, I don't know if you remember Joe Theismann. We're going back a long ways ago, but he snapped his shin bone, whatever, in the bottom. And they played that replay like 5 times in a row.
Yep.
You saw the slow motion of that thing flapping where it should not flap. And I think it pissed off a lot of people. They got a lot of blowback for it. So I think they made the decision then after that, we're not going to show, a real gnarly injury, super slow-mo anymore because it grossed out so many people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, love the show.
Thank you, Not Your Average Joe. I think that's probably right. I think that's maybe what the decision that they came to. But a lot of people want to see it, and they'll search it out. They'll try to find the clip online. They want to see what happened to the person, especially when people start talking about it.
News Junkie.
No, it's thenewsjunkie.com.
Oops.
The See It Now section over there has the clip because people want to see it. It's just you can't get around it.
I also think about, we do, though, but I think about the three of us, and we've seen so much effed up stuff in the last 10 years that I feel like we're different than a lot of folk.
Yeah, but does it say something that even though that's the case, we still all reacted the same way to the injury that this guy had? Everybody still was like, damn. I did hear that Aaron Rodgers is somehow thinking he's going to mega heal.
That's hilarious.
I don't know if he's going to do this with some shrooms or ayahuasca comes into play, but he thinks he's going to get back this season.
I forgot he did that.
In the game, he thinks he's going to be able to return this season, even though he's got a pretty bad ACL Achilles heel, right? It was his Achilles that he ruptured and some other injuries, but they think that there's a surgery that they can do that makes it a little easier to come back quicker. Meanwhile, we go over to the Big Show.
News Junkies, what's going on? Your man Big Show here. So this is the second time, from my understanding, that this has happened to that player Chubb.
Poor guy.
I believe it happened in like 2018 or 2016, something like that. Same knee. same injury.
Oh, man.
From what I saw, trying to find it so I can send it to you guys. I don't see it now. But the reason they don't do that is because they don't want the families to see that.
True.
And get a crazy reaction and, not know an update on what's going on. So
yeah, that is very true. You got to remember, these people, their family members, their moms, their dads, their brothers and sisters are watching the game. And when you see it and you're horrified by it, imagine how they feel when they see it.
In 2015, Chubb tied Herschel Walker's record of 13 consecutive 100-yard games. However, on October 10th of 2015, he suffered a grotesque knee injury against Tennessee, preventing him from surpassing the record. And he missed the rest of the 2015 season, but returned for the next season under a different head coach.
God, this poor guy. He's getting the raw deal, man. That is really, really tough. Let's see. We'll do one more real quick. Here's Radio Michael 7 talking about the camera in the airplane bathroom.
So it's obviously super illegal to have a camera in a bathroom, but it's extra illegal to have it in an airplane bathroom. There was actually a couple pilots that tried to play a trick on a flight attendant a few years ago where they filmed themselves ahead of time on an iPad walking into the bathroom. And then when the flight attendant came to the cockpit, the pilot said, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom," and they played it back, making it look like he was just now walking in. She got so freaked out that by the time they landed, the police were already on the plane and they arrested the pilots, even though it was just a joke. Don't know what happened after that, but not a good idea.
Not a good idea for that. Plus, because it's on a flight, that's federal.
Offense.
Yeah. That's why the FBI got involved, and the creeper dude who was trying to film this poor 14-year-old girl. And that is going to be a big, big problem for anybody who does that. You get the FBI involved, you get federal charges. You're talking about some serious time. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and get all caught up with everything. We'll get some more dispatches rolling in. I'll get to this coach that's in trouble for these photographs, and we'll get everything wrapped up for a lovely Tuesday before you know it. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Poker pictures for all to see at Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. They specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect delays through the city eastbound and westbound between Fairbanks Avenue and Robinson Street. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Lee Road heading eastbound at Edgewater Drive. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. Construction continues on State Road 426 eastbound and westbound at Chadford Circle. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Coming to Hulu this Friday and Saturday.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The biggest superstars from all genres of music on one stage.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Stream it live only on Hulu.
You will not want to miss.
This Friday and Saturday, starting at 10 p.m.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
Columbus Day weekend, visit Cocoa Beach on the Space Coast and support the National Kidney Foundation's 38th Annual Surf Fest, featuring hundreds of competitive surfers in pro and amateur divisions, live entertainment, and fun for the entire family. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
I need your help. I got this. Expendables 4 is definitely rated R. Little violent, perhaps? Jason Statham.
You almost killed me!
Sylvester Stallone.
You're welcome!
Expendables 4 in theaters Friday.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
In life, some days are good, and some could be better. The same is true for recovery. Both take work, both take adjustments. Finding your path is a key part of your journey, and then it's all about walking it every day. Embrace the good days, the not-so-good days, and the challenges, and acknowledge how you overcame them. Be open to every part of the journey and welcome it. It's unique, and it's all part of you. Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Hi, my name is Dan Packard. I was on my way to work, and the gentleman behind me hit me. We called Morgan & Morgan. From that moment on, everything else Morgan & Morgan took care of. Morgan & Morgan did it all with literally one phone call.
Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. And after 35 years, we now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, this is Mike Wright from the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast. You heard that right. The Fantasy Footballers have officially entered the Dynasty space. Every week, we bring you the same in-depth analysis and entertainment you've come to expect from the Fantasy Footballers, only now it's from the Dynasty perspective. Join me and the rest of the crew every Wednesday for a new episode. Listen to the Fantasy Footballers Dynasty Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
the other day talking about how he said younger people don't smoke cigarettes anymore. He said all of the younger people, they're just vaping. Everybody vapes. Nobody smokes cigarettes anymore. And while there's like a little bit of truth to that, I think one of the things that a lot of people don't know that's very popular with younger people right now is those Zyn things, the pouches. It's like these little nicotine pouches that you can buy at like 7-Eleven.
For your, like inside your lips?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
There's so many kids that do those things.
Don't you spit with that?
I don't know if you spit like you would with like a dip or something, but you kind of cut the bag and then put it in your lip like you would a piece of dip.
Whooping.
And so many younger people, teenagers, are doing those.
But like baseball players, like I can't imagine the head of the cheerleading squad putting in a zip or what is it?
All kinds of people. Zyn, Z-Y-N. The thing about it is, imagine you're in class. You can't smoke a cigarette in class. Can't vape in class. You might be able to go to the bathroom, but they're even putting vape detectors in the bathroom. But guess what you can do? You could put one of these in your mouth and almost nobody would know what you were doing. And so it's become more and more popular. I saw.
So there must not be a spit to these, because I know that there's. I think snus was one that they were like, they told you you don't have to spit, so you don't have to find yourself in that like weird situation where you got this like cup of gross dip spit laying around.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're trying to do this undetected and they do it in class, then there must not be the need to spit. They must not make you sick if you swallow it.
I think it just slowly releases into your system, and
they had that before. I've tried it. It was like the Camel little pouches.
Snus.
Snus.
Yeah, snus. Right. Yeah.
It made your throat so dry.
This brand in particular is the one that is so popular. I saw some young guy made a video, and he's hanging out at his apartment, and he opens his refrigerator, and the entire refrigerator was full of these little Zyn things. They look like a hockey puck or something.
Simply Jeremy on YouTube says, did those for a while. You don't spit. They're colorless, stainless, and helped me quit smoking 2 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of people use them for that. Yeah, it's just shifting your addiction from one thing to another, but at least it's a little better than if you're smoking, or maybe a lot better. But so many younger people, for some reason, they've navigated their way to getting these and doing those as opposed to smoking or vaping. And on a lot of like high school campuses, it's as common as can be. And you could do it right in the middle of class. Nobody knows what the hell you're doing. You're just getting zipped off of a little bit of nicotine with these oral nicotine pouches.
Until administration finds out, then you have to like open your mouth before class starts.
Weird. Everybody say as they go through the doorway into the room. That we're not far away from that, I don't think. There is a story out today, and this is a fantasy land, friends. They say anxiety ripples through the Democratic Party over Biden. And the whole article from MSN is like this fever dream that Biden is not going to run for re-election.
Come on, man.
That Biden is going to be like, I'm too old and I can't do this. I'm not going to run for re-election.
Like he pulled a Mitt Romney.
Like Mitt Romney when he just stepped down.
President.
He's the sitting president. There's no shot that he is not going to run for re-election. The guy doesn't think he's too old. He doesn't care. He's going to run for re-election because he thinks he can win again. And they keep having these stories. And one reason they have these stories is because media outlets are just dying for it. Media outlets, you could say that most media outlets are left of center because most journalists are left of center. I forgot the number on that, but it's like 90-something% of journalists are, to the left of center. 90, you said? Yeah. It's, let me see. Hold on. I'll bring it up because I haven't looked at it in a while. Journalists by political party. And when you look at these things, hang on, 7% of reporters identify as Republican. So you can see where the split comes and media bias comes in the United States. But those people who are not, Republicans, who are journalists, those people want Trump so badly. They want Trump, even back in the White House, so badly, because it's a content machine for them. I can't believe that anybody would be that driven to this kind of stuff, but they absolutely, positively seem to be. Don't expect it. Joe Biden is going to run for re-election. He absolutely is going to do this. And no amount of writing a million stories fantasizing about him stepping down is going to make that be a thing.
So they're in this line of thought, they want Joe Biden to step down because they think he will beat Trump again, or they just want Trump either way.
Well, in this line of thinking, there's two different things. One is the journalists, who so many of them on the down low would just absolutely want Trump to run again, or they're glad that Trump's running again. They want this factory of stories to keep pumping out as many Trump-related stories as they can. But then the other side of it is people who are like kind of dreaming that there's another option, right? That there'll be this, that Joe Biden will step down and some youthful, inspirational candidate will come forward, and then we're going to go in a totally different direction. It's not going to happen. It's just not in the cards. There is a coach who is in trouble. You guys help me out if you can on this, because the story that I have about this guy, the Blue Jackets, Columbus Blue Jackets coach Mike Babcock, it doesn't say what these photos were of, but it says Mike Babcock resigns as Columbus Blue Jackets coach amid investigation involving players' photos. So something in these photos, personal photos that he requested, were out of line, and the coach resigned because of them. Because it says he resigned after just 2 months on the job. Jesus. Less than a week after his request for personal photos from the players in a bonding effort drew criticism as too invasive.
So it's this was September 12th that he had done nothing wrong, is what he said initially.
All right.
He wanted to do some sort of bonding experience, and he asked the players to show him photos off of their phone. Like, he just said, let me see the photos in your phone. I want to know the type of person you are, and that's the invasion of privacy. So I don't know if it was particular type. It was just hand them the phone and let me go through all your stuff.
Yeah, I guess it said that maybe he was like projecting it up for other people to see, because that's what this says. Former NHL player Paul Bissonnette reported on his podcast that Babcock was asking players to show him photos, like you said, and then projecting them for others to see in an invasion of privacy. So
he wanted them to connect to AirPlay on like a screen that everybody could see, and just like move through your photos, just to like, oh, this is the kind of stuff you take pictures of.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing for a coach to be asking players to do.
The three of us this Friday, we're just going to AirPlay it right on the stream.
Mine would be the most boring thing in the world for you, because it's all just screenshots of different things, or
mine would be weird.
Photos of lady. There's not a single compromising nude photo, anything like that on my phone. But I can imagine that these. What was that face?
I'm not on the stream. Why do you have to say that, dude?
The reaction was there.
I missed the face. What kind of face was it?
It was. I don't know. I don't even know how to categorize it. But there's nothing like that I have on my phone. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of these NHL players had a photo of like a girlfriend, or maybe even themselves. And if the coach had a brain and knew that, then obviously it's inappropriate to kind of pressure them into showing their phones and the photographs that they have in their gallery. I get why they would be upset by that.
I don't want to play the game anymore.
Dude got bounced out after 2 months as the head coach.
Did you just check your photos?
Yep. I think it's too weird, too much to explain. I couldn't even make a face without having to try to explain it. So
yeah,
game off the table, please.
How many people do you think, if you had 100 people in a room,
99 of them wouldn't believe in me, but Bradley Cooper would?
No. If you had 100 people in a room, how many of those 100 people do you think have a compromising photograph on their phone?
50%.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
I think at least 50%.
I think even some of them would say they don't. And then you go through your phone. I mean, geez, I've had this phone probably 2-3 years now. There's like 10,000 pictures on there. There's stuff that I forgot that I, took or kept or screenshot.
Have you ever been in this situation? This happened to me. It happens to me all the time. Where somebody's telling you about something, like an event they went to. They're like, "Oh man, we went to this great thing," and they go check it out, and they take their phone and they start swiping through the photographs on their phone, and you're like, ah, yeah. Like,
and I've seen stuff that they didn't want me to see for sure, and like in the little thumbnails, but it's already happened.
I know, that's a dangerous game to be playing. Very, very dangerous game. Let's work in a dispatch to see what you got going on. Here's Synth Solution, and it says a theory on why we want to see what happened. He's talking about the sports injuries.
Hey, junkies, how's your Tuesday going?
Hey, good.
I have a theory on why we always want to see the injury. We watch football for the injuries and the hard hits. We watch hockey for the fights. We watch NASCAR for the wrecks. We've elected Donald Trump president, and we go to Taylor Swift concerts. Americans, by nature, are a bunch of sadists.
It's not untrue. We do watch those things for those moments. Now, you're going to have like a purist who goes, I watch NASCAR because I love racing. And I love to see the players overtake one another, and I see the skill in the driving. And yeah, maybe that's true. But what are you talking about the most? You talking about, man, did you see that wreck last week?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been a long thing, like a long time where people have said, people watch NASCAR for the wrecks. They watch NASCAR for the wrecks. I haven't heard as many people talk about watching football for bad tackles, bad hits.
No,
it's more
I don't
good
think that's
plays. I mean, yeah, you'll talk about something if it stands out, and in this case, it's a bad thing for Nick Chubb that stands out. But you're more focused on them pulling off, a good play, a great touchdown, whatever.
Yeah, I definitely don't think people are actively watching football just to see injuries.
Now, hockey for the fights.
That's definitely true.
I can't disagree with that.
But when you look at football and the people who are watching it, it's if you tell them that there's been an injury on the play, if you were to poll them and say, do you want to see the video slow motion of the injury, 80-90% would say yes in that moment. They would say, yeah, please show me. I want to see what's going on here. I want to see this right now. Whether they want to admit it or not, I believe that would be the case. Okay, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap up everything for a Tuesday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
This week, win with the Jim Colbert Show. Win tickets to see Bush in concert November 14th at Hard Rock Live with Bad Wolves and Ava Under Fire. Tickets go on sale Friday, September 22nd, but you can win them before you can buy them on the Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s across the viewing area. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds, and for some, mainly in the southern portion of the viewing area, rain chance will be at 20% coverage. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and always remember, if you hear that thunder roar, make sure you head indoors. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Barbecue, bacon, beer, and bourbon all meet in one event. Pitmasters and Pourers comes to Mount Dora this Saturday. This event not only combines these four staples of life, but will also feature Russ Rollins and DJ Angel LaBoom from the Monsters in the Morning. Plus, live performances from Kat Ridgway, Sean Holcomb, Bailey Callahan, and more. It all starts at 3 p.m. this Saturday, September 23rd at Elizabeth Evans Park in beautiful Mount Dora. Pitmasters and Pourers, when the ultimate barbecue meet bacon, beer, and smooth bourbon. Presented by Yingling, the city of Mount Dora. Visit Lake and Real Radio 104.1. Get tickets now at cityofmountdora.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage. Navage. clean nose, healthy life.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Raise the bar in a nice new car and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $69 per month. New cars from just $129 per month. Raise the bar and I'll get more for your old car. We will help you get approved. I'm raising the bar and making my best offer ever. Like brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2024 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Stella Artois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Join the Stella team at the Crooked Spoon in Claremont this Friday, September 22nd from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Artois and chalice. Just snap the QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner, and as always, start with a Stella.
I won over $500,000 playing slots. I do this full time and I would not change it for the world. It's fun and I win. I win a lot.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
The Fence Outlet team is knowledgeable and professional. They have fair prices and they take care of the permits. I'm very happy with my Fence Outlet fence.
Check them out for yourself at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252 and C10803.
If your property has been damaged in a storm, call me, Mark Anajar, at the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 and take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
Call Extreme Air and Electric when you're in need. Call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme Air and Electric when you're in need. Call the Extreme Team.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Don't miss our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The biggest superstars from all genres of music on one stage.
T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Stream it live only on Hulu.
This Friday and Saturday.
10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
swear to God, every day this happens to me. Every day I see something where I go, all right, am I the weird one? Or is this the weird thing? I'll tell you in just a second what's going on here, but we're going to do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything too fast. Today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. I can't slow that down. I can't physically say today.
Slow down.
Slower. That's how I say it.
Today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday.
I can't slow myself down. I don't know what it is. There's a problem going on here.
It's just written in one, word on Reddit.
No, yeah, I mean, today I learned, I have to say it like that. It's just one stream coming out of my mouth. That sounds strange.
How do they get away with?
Anyways, there is this story that I just saw, or this video that I just saw, because Courtney and I are going to Mexico City before too long, or at the end of the year, we're going to be going to Mexico City for a vacation. And I was looking at, she found this beautiful hotel in Mexico City. And I looked at a couple of other things that I had seen online. And one of them, I saw some person who had rented out their hotel room, and they were showing around the hotel room. And they're like, here's the bathroom, here's the bed, here's the view that this place had. And they said, there's plenty of storage. And they opened up the drawers, like underneath where the TV is, and they had put all of their clothes in there, like their socks and their underwear and their shirts and everything that they had. They put all of their clothes in the drawers in the hotel room. And I was like, I have never done that in my entire life. Yeah. Never, ever, ever took my clothes out and put them in the drawers in the hotel room.
I absolutely have.
Have you? Is this like a men versus women thing, or like how people travel? I think
it's how long you travel for, but you also, Sean, travel very lightly. I mean, you've gone to places without any clothes because you just buy them over there.
Yeah, I don't like to bring a bunch of stuff with me. And then when I have stuff, I can't putting stuff in all the drawers.
You don't hang things?
No.
If I'm going to a wedding or something, or, if I want something to look nicer, I'll hang things up.
Oh, if I had a suit, I might hang it up. But if I don't have that, if we're on vacation, it doesn't even matter the duration of the vacation duration. I take my suitcase, and everything goes in the suitcase. And then when I get there, I just flip the suitcase open and I live out of the suitcase. I get whatever items I need. I put
then
things
it becomes
back.
a damn mess, man, especially when you are trying to pack up and leave. You wake up too late.
Well, we have like a little bag that we bring with us, and then everything dirty goes into the bag, and then it just stays organized. It doesn't ever turn into a mess.
I do like the suitcase thing because I like using that little suitcase stand that is usually folded up in like one of the closets.
Right.
And so it just elevates your suitcase to make it even easier to live out of, so you're not bending all the way down.
I just never even thought to go, let me take all my items out.
Funny, it's weird that you mentioned that because we've all been to a place that would have done that for us. And that was one of the things that they would offer for in Jamaica at the Sandals Resort. If you have the butler, one of the things you can ask the butler when you're checking in is to unpack your suitcase for you, and the butler team will take all your clothes out. They will put them in the drawers.
That's a hard no.
I read that in the intro little paragraph, or like the intro sheet that had all the butler information on it. I read it after they left, and I was like, we could have asked them for that. I don't know that I would ever feel comfortable asking somebody to do that for me.
That's weirder than the laundry service thing that we talked about. This is actually people going, okay, well, let me take your underwear out and put it in this drawer. We'll line those all up for you.
Why did you bring 100 tampons?
Undies very nice.
I don't need any of that stuff. I've never, ever, ever used any of those drawers in a hotel room ever. But I guess some people are more apt to use them. Okay, we're going to get to a final dispatch. We'll just do one here to wrap things up today. This is from Marcinator, and it just says Sabrina. It doesn't say anything else, but she does have a star. So let's see what she says.
Sabrina, 99 people in a room. Bradley Cooper.
Thank you.
I feel like good old C-Lane and Sean just kind of waxed over that. But that was a good one.
Story of my life.
Love you guys. Bye.
No, I understood it.
I just didn't think it was funny.
It wasn't that I didn't think it was funny. I just gave it the reaction that I had. But I did know that was from the whole press tour that Lady Gaga did after that movie, which I've still not seen that whole movie. And Courtney cries every single time she watches that movie.
I've only seen it once, and that's all I need to see. I had no idea what the ending was like, despite it being the third remake.
What's the verdict on her? What's the verdict on her? Is Lady Gaga a good actress?
I think
people
so.
think she's good?
I think that she's good, and I'm also just fascinated by her as a person. I find her very entertaining, especially her jazz stuff going on in Vegas.
Well, yeah, I've told you my story about seeing her do the sound check one time and thinking, I've never seen anybody more commanding on the stage. She would like stop and she'd go, no, dancers need to be over here at this time. I need you to hit this on this note. She was totally in control of her entire performance.
That's how Michael Jackson was in that documentary, but it was like, and I say it with love. I want you to go with love.
All right, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut, brought to you by our friends over at Nations Trucks. Go find the truck of your dreams. It's waiting for you. Whether it's a work truck, a lifted truck, any kind of truck you need, they've got it right there. And you can check out the selection of trucks at nationstrucks.com. U.S. auto workers are threatening to amp up their historic strike if wage offers do not improve. I'm less sympathetic to the auto worker strike than I am to the writer strike, believe it or not. Because the writers are literally saying, like, hey, how about we just get a little bit of money from the new platforms like Netflix and stuff when you play our content on there?
Yeah, so we can have health insurance.
Yeah, how about we get some health insurance protections? Hey, how about we get some protection so you can't replace us with a robot and use robo-writers? That doesn't seem crazy to me. They're trying to get like a 40% raise, though, for this auto workers union, and they offered them 21%, and they're like, nope, we'll amp up the strike, we'll make it worse. They want more, and they said that they're going to get it, so that rolls on. Okay, we got to get the hell out of here. Let's move out of the way. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned this lady.
That's Missy Elliott.
That is right. As a student, Missy Elliott scored so high on intelligence tests that she skipped not one, but 2 full years in school.
I didn't know they'd let you do that.
As a result of the move, she felt isolated, so she said she failed on purpose in order to return to her original classes. So
she put her game down, then flipped it and reversed it, huh?
I guess she did. Today I learned John Madden was offered unlimited stock to the first Madden NFL video game, but declined it. He said it was the dumbest thing he ever did in his life, as the game has now sold over 130 million copies. How about that? Today I learned James Cameron would use a nail gun to nail the film crew's cell phones to the wall in retaliation from any unwanted ringing during the production of Avatar. When your phone rang on set, he made a big scene of it. And finally, today I learned this band right here. Fun.
Yep.
That's right, fun. I got this. Remember when he said that?
Yeah, douchebag.
Told the crowd he has this. He knows how to sing this song.
Stop singing with me, please.
The band Fun rose to fame after their song We Are Young that you're hearing right now is featured on the television show Glee. It rocketed to #1 on iTunes later that night. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it.